Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Saturday! It's the weekend now. Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone's ready to relax, hopefully. Assuming that's what you like to do on a Saturday. I don't know. Some people like action. Good morning. How you doing? Live Hazel stream on a Saturday. It's the good stuff. I know that I stream weekends the same as weekdays, and Monday, Tuesdays are my days off, but I always feel like weekends are extra comfy. Maybe just because everyone's relaxed. Hazel, why are you wearing my dad's sweatshirt? You said you didn't want it anymore. I figured I would just help reduce the textile waste. Plus, it looks cute on me. It's a good one. I love the secondhand sweatshirts. The only problem with them is because they're like, the nice thing about them being so old is they're, yeah, you can wear them in further, but like they've stood the test of time. But it does mean that they're not as like thick and fluffy as the new ones. So if you want to be really warm, you might want another layer. But you just put another shirt underneath. It's all good. Sounds good. I like this one. I like to think that if I wear enough wildlife t-shirts, then the animals in the woods will eventually recognize me as one of them, and then I will have a backup plan for a place to go. Just go live with the deer and the elk and stuff. I'm thinking. So I'm today in Remix. I had a few different thoughts about what I wanted to do. I have lots of stuff left to get in Remix. I want to keep playing it until I am largely, if not completely done. I think we can leave some things until later in December, but I know that housing is going to be out on live by then, so I don't want to leave too many things for later me, because that could become a big later me problem. So I'm doing this invasion. I know I said I was done with these, but it's up, and yesterday's wasn't so bad once I actually put together a group to do the end part of it. So I'll do this. I want to finish my Argusian Reach rep. I need 200 more reps, so I don't think it'll be that hard. We can probably do a world quest, or maybe even one of the Infinite Researches might do it for me, so that would be good. That'll get me my Bulwark and Manaroth. I kind of had a thought about doing a lot of raids on Crawdad to see how much verse he can get, how much limits unbound I can really squeeze in a day, or alternatively how much bronze you can get from all that. And then the other thought that I had that would also get me some bronze is I have been leveling alts in Remix with the idea of using them for various professions, for the sake of collecting over time and maybe housing stuff. And my thinking there is that I've been trying to match, if I'm making an alt, I don't know if you can hear Miss Kira, she is yelling. Sweetie, what's up? If I can match the crafting profession racial to the race of the alt, it's not like it's mandatory for a crafting alt or anything, but if you were going to make an alt just to craft, you may as well pick one with a matching racial. And the one profession racial that I didn't make yet is I don't have a Nightborn, and I believe they get a bonus to inscription, which I'm sure is going to have some furniture. I'm not too worried about the dyes, although maybe they get different ones. I know alchemy gets dyes. My main always has alchemy. So I'm not worried about alchemy. I'm not worried about enchanting, because my main has those anyway. But everything else could use an alt. And we made a few different ones. I got a Worgen for skinning. I made a light forged Draenei to be a blacksmith. She can summon her own forge. We made a regular Draenei for, I guess, jewel crafting, I think. I think that's why. And yeah, so we could make a Nightborn. I don't know what class. It kind of doesn't matter, which leaves open all kinds of fun possibilities. The grind to 9.99 is awful. Yeah, it doesn't look so good. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to 9.90. I'm fairly sure that I'm not gonna make it to 999. Now that we mention it, looks like the new crafting mat lumber is warbound. That's a good thing, right? Is that a good thing? That looks like a crying face. I'm missing something. Nightborn 8 with all the new transmog. So many good housing decor items to craft. Yeah. And I mean, am I going to make all of them? Probably not, but it would be nice to give myself the option. Looking at your UI and dreading having to get rid of my nice elf UI and going back to default in a few months. Oh. You don't like it? I like mine, but I guess it's mine. There are many UIs, but this one is mine. Means you have to farm it all yourself, no buying mats. Oh. Right. For lumber, anyways. Not that yours isn't nice. Had this for like 15 years. I understand. Oh, man. I mean, maybe they'll fix it up in a way where I don't know if the devs have said anything. They probably have, but it's possible for them to reskin the stuff Blizzard gives them. They just would have to rebuild. Elf UI, more like Elf Goodbye. Oh dear. Not having your action bar centered, kind of criminal. Criminal or inspired? Artistic genius. Hmm? Yeah. So the lumber farming thing. At first I'm like, Warband, isn't that great? We can make it from you know, you can farm it on any character you want, then you can use it on all the rest of them. Never been done before. Iconic. I just like having it nested, and honestly, it used to be nested more nicely. It used to be nested nicely against where my camera pane was in my stream. That's kind of where that came from, was just having them all kind of like blocked to the left against my chat window, but also my camera pane. It's nested nicely against neither of those right now. It's under my camera, and there's a gap between that and my chat window, so whatever. Is there a reason to farm $9.99? People doing it for fun? There's a feat of strength. There's a feat of strength, I'm pretty sure. I think some people are doing it for fun, or just because that's what it's going to take for them to feel like they're complete with Remix. So we come in here, and then we talk to the person. They're going to let us through the door. I'm doing a random heroic for the sake of my Infinite Research quest, I believe. And also just because I queued up for it when I first logged in. It'll be a nice little chunk of bronze. How many level 80s you got? You know, I actually don't know. I don't know. 20-ish? I think more than 20. I think. Definitely more than 12. I know that's kind of a big gap. Less than 30. I don't know. You level them so fast in Remix these days that it's... And also, I'm prone to deleting them too if they don't amuse me anymore, so it's tough to keep a running count. Don't play a lot. My only Remix tune only has like 69 verse. Yeah, I've gotten some from doing stuff I was going to do anyway, but I haven't gone out of my way to grind it. Dog Knight, thanks for the 15-month resub. Appreciate it. Using completionism, is there another resource? Don't have a lot of time to play if you're missing out on some awesome item. I think you're set. I think you're on top of it. My plan is basically just to make sure I've scraped out this is Legion Remix Helper, but I think if anything, completionism might be more complete of a resource. I'm just not using it myself. 49 feels so random. Why not 50? Well, it's just what it is. All I've done is raid runs over and over again. That's pretty much how you get power, really. Everything else aside from that seems to be more about the achievements than anything else. I like doing a little bit of everything, although it's not the most efficient thing. I need another 800k? 900k. I need another 900k bronze to buy the stuff off the vendors. And then we'll see what they add in the final patch. But I'm feeling pretty good achievements-wise. Oh, I also could finish my Mythic. I was getting plenty of bronze from finishing my Mythic Zero World Tour, because I never did do that, and those achievements are worth lots. What's the add-on for bronze? I have Legion Remix Helper, and it's doing a few things, but it's showing me my collection. It shows me how many research tasks I still have or could do in a day. It will auto-populate my scrap window with gear that I want to scrap, which is super nice. Also need 900k. It feels like so much. I know, and it shouldn't, because I feel like 5.3 mil out of 6.2 mil sounds pretty good. And I know I didn't start with that much. My collection was worth maybe $1 mil going in because of the things that I have already. Maybe a little bit more, but not that much. So we've definitely had a few million already. But when I was grinding that bronze, I wasn't thinking about it because I was busy being all excited about getting more item level and stuff. And now that I don't have that carrot in front of me anymore, I'm just kind of looking around for vegetables. This makes the grind feel a lot more long. In this way. Some water. Glad I asked. I have Helper installed. Didn't realize it gave me a special window in my collections. Yeah, it's nice. I like this one. I haven't been I guess at the end I can look through here and be like, oh man, am I missing anything? Because it'll let you set waypoints to the vendors that have anything that you haven't purchased yet. But the vendors aren't that hard to find. Once you know where you are, where they are in the bazaar, you can just kind of go shopping. It should point out stuff that you need achievements for as well, though. Like, I bet you if I search for the bulwark, it'll tell me I need to do an achievement for that. Shift click to link? Alt click to view the achievement. There we go. Interface action failed. Well, maybe because we're in combat. Can I filter to only things that need achievements? Sources. Yeah, so I can uncheck the vendor stuff. And I can uncheck collected stuff. And these are the things that say they need achievements. I know that one already. So that one's just erroneously not displaying. There's the Infernal title. That's the Druid mount, which I also know already because I've been riding it around on one of my Druids. So that's done. Some of these things just aren't displaying correctly, like the Corrupted Blade. So yeah, it's just Bulwark and Mannoroth left for me for achievements. That's nice. I guess I can unfilter collected and then go from everything. Alright, so that's that dungeon all done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Nostwin's Voucher myself back to turn those in to pick up new research before I finish this assault, just in case it's relevant. Because we, for once in my life, have lots of time on this assault. It's up for another 5 hours and 43 minutes. It must have just started. Friend has the same bug with the Druid mount. Really enjoyed how fast the Order Hall mounts are to obtain now. Half the quests insta-complete. You know, I never did. Maybe that's something I could poke around at. I made a mage with the intent of getting the original Order Hall mount. I did her whole campaign, and then the Broken Shore came out, and I went, I don't know. So I'm kind of fuzzy on what is left to do, and I'm very afraid that if I log on to her to try to finish it and get her mount, I'm gonna like get confused and start doing something I don't have to do. So I've just been kind of leaving it alone. Especially, it was bugged for a while. I've heard they fixed it now. Or they fixed them. I don't know if Mage was ever bugged, but the whole thing's just a bit intimidating. What do we want? Any enemies. That's easy. And then let's do a little reset of... We must have some chrono queries stacked. There we go. Invasion points. Those are the other ones. Yeah, sure. Maybe it'll happen. It didn't take very long. Decent chunk of bronze. I mean, it's just 10, right? Time warped herbs and ores. Yeah, it's just 10 of them. Okay. That's good. Let's head back and finish our assault anyway. Do you have beta access and testing time? I am in the beta. I have tested a bit. I did the raid testing. I did the intro questing a couple times. I've poked around with housing a little tiny bit. 7 items in Remix Helper windows, they already known. Appears uncollected. Yeah, definitely not perfect. We need one more of these. Any just single bosses? Yeah, let's go see Thasgul. Next quest, where to find it. It's not that bad. 4 of 13 for the achievement. The journal. It was trying to send me to do something for Balance of Power, though, that I definitely didn't need. I remember that because I was like starting it and people were like, no, you don't need to do that. That's just for Balance of Power, but it was listed as campaign in the journal. Raid testing similar to normal PTR raid testing? Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Probably thrown together in a few days. Don't blame the add-on. Yeah, it still works. It still works good enough for my purposes. I guess I'm just gonna hang out and wait for Thasgul. Maybe do a few of these herbs because I need them for my thingy. Topic open. For Mage Tower and Midnight will be easier with class printing. Oh, maybe. Haven't thought about it. Haven't taken a look at it. Wouldn't be surprised. Very well might be easier. I've kind of wondered if it would have been easier with one button, the same way that some people have used one button for Kaiveza. That if you get your specs set up right for it, yeah, your throughput won't be as efficient, but it gives you a lot more bandwidth to focus on everything else going on. Mage Hall class campaign, you just do that is in that section. I might look at it, but the second that you're even a tiny bit wrong, I am mad at you. Did the Werebear with one button. It was great. Speaking of the raids, do you know how the raids are going to be released? No, I kind of assumed they were just going to bung them all open at once. I don't know that for a fact, though. I think they're all going to cowabunga. I don't think they're staggering them. Suppose they could if they wanted to. So we need to meet Prince Ferondus. He moves, huh? Maybe. Oh, we have to. That's right. There's more quests to do here. There's just too many things that I want to do. I still need to do my Pinnacle Cache. I still need to do, like 14 chat lists. I want to get it done. Sometimes the section says do something for another section. Well, that's the thing. It's really confusing. That's what I don't like. Collecting stuff is the only endgame for Beyond Retail. On a druid for Lemix, Order Hall class quest says to do the Broken Shore one. The Broken Shore one says to finish the class Order Hall. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm afraid of. It takes very little to frustrate me to infinity with that kind of thing. And that's why I kind of don't really want to touch it, is because the moment it gets a little bit confusing, I'm going to be in tears. Like, it's just not, I'm not ready for it. I'm not emotionally prepared to try to sift out what is and is not important. So I think it's best if I just skip it and don't do it. I think you might be presupposing that I have a level of cognitive stability that I do not possess. They fixed the druid flight form speed in retail, but still slow in Lemix. What are we doing for this? Just Legion forces repelled. Any Legion forces repelled. This time, when we get to the end part, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna sit right where I am, and I'm gonna look for a group, or put together a group, or whatever we got to do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna lose the guy, which is what happened last time when I left the premises. Is this going okay? Yeah, 55%. This is number 4 for me. I'm not gonna double queue it, I don't think. We can probably, in the next, 2 months, because there's still another 57 days left on Remix, do at least one more for 5. Assuming that they need that for the furniture. It's gonna be funny if it turns out the furniture achievement was just 1. I guess I might not know if I do 5 in advance of that. I have to see. Don't kill a Porter Keeper. We're gonna need to kill him after we finish this quest, and I don't want to kill him too early. Come on, pets, get out of there. Yeah, there we go. Ah! Tag him! There we go. I don't know if the previous tag would have counted. Okay, and downstairs. Elrithier needs to turn in 25 additional chat lists. Everyone send me your energy. You just gotta do one at a time. Get some good jazz on, or maybe the opposite of jazz if you're sick of jazz. Speaking of that, in raid testing, they had Undermine music playing in the new raid. I don't think that's the new raid music, but it's I think they hadn't implemented the soundtrack for the new raid yet, so it was playing the Undermine jazz the whole time. It was pretty funny. It did not thematically fit that well with the Void Spire and all that. Alright, let's go talk to Prince. See if we can find a group. It would probably be a questing group. Blizzard adds an achievement to do 100 chat lists for a housing item that is not retroactive. That would be a plot twist. They could also come to my house and stab me. No one would expect that. That would be crazy. Let's see. Find a group. We're Assault Asuna looking for one more. Like me! Okay, and I'm on the quest. Oh, hang on. Oh, I think I did it too early. They already kicked me. It's already over. Never mind. We do this part first. I forgot. There's more. There's always more. Pruning and UI aside, how was the raid? I think it was good. It is a little jarring being between 3 different instances again. It's the aesthetics of all 3 of the raids are fairly different. So it was just a bit jarring from what we usually have. Hi Hazel, happy day to you. Happy day. What's happening with pet battles? They are not making all new battle pets that are wild caught, and they're making fewer new pets battle capable. So some new pets will be battle capable, but they're not giving it to every new pet by default. A lot more of them, you can collect them, but they cannot battle. Is the main part of it. There's a blue post that, hang on. Pet battles. I have it. Here we go. I have it right there. It's saved in my clipboard. That is the list of what's going on. It says that for players who love to do pet battle combat, that will be available. There will be some new pets at midnight capable of battling. Everything implemented previously will continue to operate. We're experimenting with alternate methods to obtain pets. And they want to iterate on getting more players to enjoy pet battle combat, because as time has passed, they've seen fewer and fewer players enjoying it. Did I do this? I did this. It did not say we won't get new pet battles. Nowhere in that post does it say that. Should make a rage bait YouTube short about it to get views. Yeah, that's true. That is my favorite thing to do, is rage bait. Feed me your anger. Okay, now I queue up for the thing. My apologies to the other people. I thought I was ready. I was not. This is for the Asuna Assault. Famous rage baiter, known for it. I'm actually kind of like an evil spirit that feeds off of negative energy. Fellow YouTube viewers, I am a little sad. Not really. I mean, that really would be the rage bait. I think people want me to be more upset about it than I am, because they're upset about it and they want someone who can kind of join in with them and like champion the cause of pet battles. And I like pet battles still, but I don't know that more of the status quo is what they need. Give this a go. Thing I'm most afraid of is the best furniture items will be locked behind the new money currency. They say 90% will be free, and we all know FOMO is real. I think that like 98% of it is going to be free, but I do think that the 2 or 3% of it that is on the shop is going to be the best looking stuff. The same way that you could compare Cash Shop transmog with in-game available transmog. Like, the Cash Shop stuff is usually more unique. It's usually more like whimsical or interesting. It's usually more detailed. I think it's going to be that kind of a situation from all the previews and the data mining I've seen. It's not that the shop stuff will be in like an insane quantity relative to the amount of furniture available generally, but it will be cooler. And that's how they get you. What are you farming right now? I am, pardon me, doing an invasion on Remix. Generally speaking, I'm farming bronze. And on a smaller level, I have some vague thoughts that the doing 5 invasion achievements might be related to, might be needed for the furniture coming later on. So I'm just doing this one while it's up just in case, because you can't really spam these at will. You have to, the invasion has to be up. Blizzard gonna start charging you real money taxes on the land your house is on. Real money taxes. Don't pay enough of those in real life. Here we go. Good morning, Hazel in the room. Good morning, Milligram. How you doing? On an unrelated note, I am now a foster dad, and since I have experience with Sphinx cats, I'm now a cat dad for 3 kittens. Yes, they are all raw chicken colored, but they sure are adorable. Is it frowned upon in adoption spaces to name them like Salmon and Ella? In reference to that, does that make them less adoptable? You know, you adopt them out separately, no one will ever know. Sam and the Sphinx cat's adorable. You gotta love that. Finish the 10th assault, which per completionism is the target, done with housing sheaves and leaving space. Yeah, Wowhead and completionism and like different sources seem to disagree And the Blizzard post doesn't specify which version of the achievement they want. So I'm very curious to see how many it actually requires. I'm hoping it's 1. That would be nice. That would be real nice. Not naming them, that's fair. But you know how like and I know you wouldn't name them regardless, but shelters and rescues and stuff will give them like temp names. You know, just to like tell them apart while they get adopted. It is going to be 10. Did John Blizzard tell you? Does your uncle work there? Was there a blue post that I missed that you're not telling me about? Wanted to put the housing stuff in the vendor soon. Feels weird not being able to buy something. Yeah. I mean, especially when we're going to be able to play it in-game soon, at least the early access version of it. Up to the Legion ship. Somewhere out there. There's a guy actually named John Blizzard. I mean, I know Blizzard has a variety of people that are named John. Hope it's not 10. I've only done 1. Can't believe housing's like 10 days away. Shelter staff just called them Chicken 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I love that. Babies. I can't believe Sphinx cats would end up in a shelter. That's like, I can believe it, but that's crazy. I always figured that was a cat that people like, you know, bought. Why am I still tempted to buy the shop Brutosaur? I don't even use the auction house. They're getting you with the FOMO. And the mailbox on demand is nice. We do have mailbox toys, but they have like cooldowns. Whereas the Brutosaur mailbox you can summon at will with no cooldown anywhere you can mount. It is convenient. I had original Brutosaur and I still got the shop Brutosaur for the mailbox specifically. And I do use it. It's annoying. Been trying to win giveaways. Don't have the X-Pack yet. Can't afford it. I got taken away from a bad breeder. Oh, poor babies. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We can leave this group. Yeah, they're not so bad as long as I remember to find a group before I leave. Don't rely on the auto queue and don't abandon the queue NPC because you're not going to remember where he is. At least I'm not going to remember where he is. All right, so that's all good. I want to go to Argus. I want to try and finish Argusian Reach because that's going to give me my Bulwark of Manaroth. Need to clean their ears, BRB. Be in big trouble with the wife for spending 90 on a shop mount. Yeah. Cannot remember ever being in a raid where someone asked for an auction house mount, like 10 didn't immediately pop up. Enough of the community has them now. Yeah. Argusy is a crazy word. You know, and then getting all Argusied up. You're getting dressed up. You're fancy. Right? We're gonna put on this. Can't wait for housing stuff. It's gonna be fun. This way. I think there is an achievement. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Argusy up. It is collect any class armor set from Antorus. Did I really not do that till 2024? That's nuts. That seems unreasonable. I rated Antorus at the time. I guess I didn't finish my set. Let's go do some of these guys. See if any of this wants to give me a thing. Want to buy the furniture for bronze. Think after playing the game for 20 plus years, the auction house mount still one of the best purchases I've gotten. Yeah, that's the annoying thing about it. It's like insanely expensive. It's a super blatant cash grab, but it's so useful that you kind of, I don't know. Did I buy tokens for mine? I feel like I bought tokens for at least part of mine. Yeah, because I made like a gold making goal out of it. That's right. Because it was going to be on the auction house for like X amount of time. I think that, yeah, I did tokens. That's right. Because I give them an annual sub. They don't need more of my money. They'll be fine, you know? I do enough. There's a flabby loan or something. That could have been true, yeah. Yeah, flabby loan. The interest on those is a real biter, I'll tell you that much. Rarely do auction house things. Never made sense for me to get Brutosaurs. I'm always buying something on the auction house. It's, I show up to my life and I'm like, oh man, I'm out of flasks. Never mind that I'm an alchemist. Never mind that I can make all of those things myself for probably less than what they are in the auction houses. Like, oh no, I need another one. Oopsies. Any mana oil out there? What did I fight over here? Nothing, I guess. There's Overseer Ysorna. It's like I spent enough did by the dino, though. Made a lot of gold loaning Gildy's gold. Do you actually charge them interest? That's wild. You have like a spreadsheet. Do you wear special glasses when you tabulate what they own you? Wish we didn't have sub, box, and store costs. Just eliminate one of those. Yeah. They have no reason to, is the annoying thing. It's a business. They're going to do what they're going to do. But like, if they could come up with another way to get more money out of us, they absolutely would. Why wouldn't they, The only reason for companies to not do greedy garbage like that is if there's enough pushback for it to be bad press and for people to quit altogether. And we've reached this point where everybody's doing it to such a degree that no one has enough. Like, they know people are going to complain and then they're just going to buy it anyway. So it has no value anymore. Like, the pushback has no salience. Should I do the invasion point? I have a research quest for it. Seems like kind of a long way to get. A lot to do to get like 1.5k bronze though. So I feel like we should just abandon that and get a different one. There's probably achievements related to doing more of those too, although I don't think it's for lesser invasion point commanders. There's a lesser bronze cache if you do 5 of them. These are faster than the other assaults. Yeah, only take a few minutes. It's right here. We can just do it. The only mistake Blizzard made was not charging me more for the Brutus Arc, because I would have paid it. Yeah. Can't imagine another mat with enough utility would spend IRL money on. I think spending money on video game cosmetics just gets more of a bad rap because it's not a tangible thing, but it is like hobby spending. I can kind of see your point. My soul says there's a difference, though. Because I can do this hobby regardless of whether or not I have the thing. I don't know. I feel like they've skipped steps in adding value to your life. It's like they've keyed into the shiny part of your brain to skip past the part that considers whether there's actual value or just perceived value. Like, are you going to have more fun in WoW because you have a shop mog? I guess I can't answer that for anybody. But, like, when I'm thinking of hobby spending, I'm thinking, like, I'm going to get some fertilizer for a garden, and then the plants are going to grow bigger, and it's going to do something. Or I'm going to get, like, a new filter for an aquarium, and it's going to turn over this much water, and it's going to do something. It's going to do something. It's a real thing that has a tangible effect on the universe. How many hundreds of dollars of hobby stuff do we all have in our closets that gathers dust? Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You played Warhammer since 95. Talk about hobby spending. Mm-hmm. Hello, Day. How you doing? How much fishing stuff do you have? I don't have to buy any fishing stuff. All I have to do is not pay attention, and my husband will buy all of it for me. I'll go fishing, and I'll be like, is this mine? He's like, yes. And I'm like, is it the one I used last time? And he's like, yeah. Did you get this restrung with, like, fancy line from Japan and, like, a bunch of stuff? Yeah. Millennial hobby spending is a built-in debuff. Days hungover, but considerably less so than I was a few hours ago, so I consider that a win. Nice. Do you have, like, a favorite hangover meal? Is there anything in particular that you really like for, like, the morning after? It was Hazel. I'm doing pretty good. I'm waking up. I was tired this morning. I slid out of bed like a cartoon. I didn't even get up. I like fell out of bed. The legs didn't want a leg. Fresh things. So you're not a greasy diner breakfast kind of girly. Fancy Japanese fishing line actually a thing. Apparently all the coolest stuff comes from Japan. I think the less I know about it, the better I'll feel. Anyway, here's my Bulwarks and Manoroth. That was what we got for getting our reputation. Bought a bunch of fresh veggies to make a snack plate. I am not hungry. Look at you doing it like smart. Bothers me a bit. Cosmetics is presumably these servers will all be shut down, despite whether I want to keep playing or not, but I won't be able to access the things I paid for. Yeah. How many things that we buy in our lives have true permanence, though? Even when you're buying like a physical thing, it's rare for things like that to stick around literally forever. Like if I'm thinking about like, I don't know, clothes or furniture, or I don't know, you buy paint and you paint a wall in a room or something like that. You might enjoy it for years the same way, but like if you fast forward 30, 40 years in your life, do you still have access to that thing? Maybe. Oftentimes not. I think that sometimes we want things to be literally forever, and it's easy to kind of forget that sometimes they're not. I have to remind myself of that with clothes. When I'm like looking at like a sweater or something like that, I'm like, ooh, if I have this, I will be warm for the rest of my life. And I forget that I like wear things out. Just don't sell the stuff for what they said they paid for it. Hangover meal, greasy spoon diner, and a lot of coffee. Used to be when I was a whippersnapper. Someone who's also big hungover, pita and hummus. Old green dino wasn't there anymore. What an auctionist dino for a long time. Yeah, that's fair. Invest in hobbies that use a lot of plastic, so they'll be around forever. Yeah, I was looking at my Lego. I have some of the botanical Legos. I need to build another one. I've got the cherry blossom tree set, and I haven't started it yet. It took me ages to rebuild the two that I had already built, because I sort of half disassembled them. I've got like the orchid back there. I half took them apart when I moved so that I could move them safely without snapping anything. But then when it came time to put them back together, it is shockingly hard to put back together a Lego set that you have only kind of taken apart, because I was like, I pulled up the instructions online because I didn't have the hard copy anymore, and trying to figure out where in like a 40-page guide you were and which pieces are together and which pieces aren't, or like you're looking for a piece but it's inside of another piece. Nightmare, because I didn't remember how any of it had gone together the first time. I did eventually do it, but I had to pull a lot more of it apart into its component bits so I could basically start from scratch, at least from the part of building the I didn't have to redo the pot from scratch, but I did have to do the top of it a few times. Did I accomplish this invasion? I don't see anything over here, so I'm assuming it's done now. I guess we did it. I wasn't paying any attention. I was just talking. I was just yammering. Oh, yeah, because we got the research quest done. All right, cool. Let's just go back. Let's just go home. We'll turn that in, and we'll come up with the next thing that we're doing, because we've actually done really well today. You could build one on stream if servers are ever dead. I don't know if when I'm building Lego, I want everyone else to go away. I want the world to become silent and to leave me alone. I want to quietly and in an orderly fashion separate my pieces into their little matching piles. And I want to think, and I don't want anyone to talk to me. I have the Sauron Tower from Lego. Still have not unboxed it. Big set like Rivendell or the Death Star. Yeah, no. I just like the botanical ones. Although I don't know if I need any more of them. Again, it is decorative plastic. How many of us would buy a Wii if they made them again? I don't know anyone with a working Wii anymore. I would hard skip. Game Boy Color, now we're talking. Me and my partner thought it would be cute to build Lego sets together. Wrong. Yeah, I'm hard to work with for stuff like that. Like any kind of like teamwork together on a puzzle. I can handle video games to some extent, apparently, you know. But I'm trying to think of like, even in games sometimes it's because when I have a train of thought about what I need to do, you know, I have a couple of tasks in my mind and I have a sequence that I need to do them in to achieve a goal. The whole time I'm working on that, I don't have any of it available in like verbal words to communicate. And if I try to translate it into words, I lose my spot, and then I'm really frustrated because I have to figure out where I was again. It's hard for me to go back and forth between the idea and the English. And English is, I should mention, my only language. I am single lingual. It sounds like a dating profile thing. Single lingual. It's not a language thing. It's just a dumb thing. What am I doing now? I had some thought about doing raids. I have 40k bronze today. Oh no, I know what I wanted to do. I need a few more of these dungeons. I need a few more for Legion Remix Dungeoneer. This will be good. Let's go to do Blackrook and Darkheart Thicket. There's only 4 more of these left. That should be pretty reasonable. It should be lots of bronze. Wife is a Lego organizer. I just pick out the next pieces from the jumbled mess, but it works better when I let her organize them first. I love organizing them. I will take the whole bag. And I appreciate that Lego organizes them for you in advance by separating the bags into like steps so that you don't have like a huge pile of them all at once. I will one at a time, like I will break down them into individual piles. I count them as well. I don't like stand them all up in the same orientation or anything like that. I'm not that broken, but I do organize them first. Sort Legos while husband assembles, otherwise it'll be a mess. You don't open all the bags and mix them together? No, I'm not Satan. I'm sure somebody does that, and I'm sure they have fun, and I shouldn't judge them, but I cannot fathom that. That sounds wild. I should turn in these quests. They've been driving me nuts. Are they OG achievements or remix achievements? What achievements? These ones? I definitely did these dungeons they're remix achievements. I definitely did them before. I just need to do them for remix for bronze. Big bunches of bronze. We need Lego botanicals because we can't keep real flowers alive. I love them because they let me decorate with something that looks like plants in a place that doesn't get enough sunlight for me to really get away with real plants. That's where I come from. Is I love real plants and I have a bunch of them. I got a new one yesterday. I shouldn't have done it, but it was cute and it was looking at me. It was $5. It's a little zygo cactus with a little baby pink flowers on it. I love them, but I will almost always have them basically on a windowsill or within like 2 feet of the window. I don't like putting them farther inside than that because they start to get kind of upset. So if I want to decorate like a dark corner like this, for example, with plants, they're going to be, short of adding like extra lighting, which I don't really want to bother with, they're going to be much happier if they're made of Lego. And the nice thing about having the Lego in the dark corners is they're not going to fade in the sun because there is no sun because I live in a cave. Or at least I keep it pretty cave-like with the curtains closed. I can't look at the plants in Trader Joe's. I tell my partner, if you leave me alone in a hardware store and you don't know where to find me, go to the plant section and I'll be there. But I will have adopted a couple of them. Those little 2-inch, 1-inch pots, I'm a sucker for those. They're so low stakes. I will always, like, that's such an easy impulse purchase for me. Is, oh, you want $4 for like a tiny little plant? Done. I'm taking it home. This is my new baby. Naming it Charles. Okay, I was heading this way. That's right. Husband is 1,000% the same. They are cute. You know what? You guys are enabling me. Do you want to see my new plant? I put it in a pot yesterday. I'm just gonna fly this way. So here, let's head in this general direction. So to back it up, I always tell myself I'm not going to keep Zygo cactus, like Thanksgiving cactus, Christmas cactus, that kind of thing. I tell myself I don't like them. I don't know why I tell myself that. Clearly it's a lie. And a couple years ago, I was walking my dog and someone had set one out on the side of the street. It was almost dead. It was in the winter. It was raining. It was soggy. The thing was like barely alive. And I bring it home and I get it out of its soggy soil and I put it in like a sandy, well-draining soil. They don't like wet feet. And get a nice window and bada bing, bada bing. I keep it for, this is probably the second year I've had it for. It grew back a fair bit. And now that one, so this is the one that I rescued because I brought it over because we're just talking about these, is gonna do, it was maybe, you can see like the super scarred parts on it. That's how big it was. That's the part that it had when I rescued it. everything on top of that has grown since then, and it's going to do flowers for the first time this year. And now I finally get to see what color they are, and it's an exciting surprise because I didn't know what color flowers it had because I got it on the road with the dirt. So that one's doing good. Now that it's bigger, it can handle the plastic pot because I don't water them all that often. But I like plants that thrive on neglect because I do forget about them sometimes. Did you steal it? It was out with the garbage. It was on the side of the road. People in that city put all kinds of things out for free. It was not theft, I promise. And then the one that I bought yesterday was this one because I really like it when flowers... Here, if I want it to focus, I have to do this. I really like it when flowers have... I like the baby pink color. The rich pink is nice too, but I really like the super soft, like almost white pink ones. And then I thought this one, well, it's different than the other one that I have. So it was in a teeny pot. I put it in this bigger one that I just kind of had sitting around with some sandy soil. And I haven't watered it yet. Usually when I repot cacti or succulents, I give them like 2 days so that if I damage the roots, they can scar before I water them. Otherwise, they tend to get a little angsty. But it's so cute. He's such a cute little guy. I'm gonna go put him back in his window. Whew, okay. This is important. Trick to get the Legion Assault queues to pop. You have to queue with a group of 3, and then it'll pop. I was having the worst time trying to get them to pop with just a random queue. So if you pre-list a group in Group Finder, people sign up pretty quick, or you can just like look around and see if anyone's standing around the guy. But I've just been, both times I've listed in Group Finder, and I can find people within like a minute. Much faster that way. There's a doorway around here. I'm out of breath from all my jogging around to go get plants. Yeah, so they're called they're zygocactus. It's a type of succulent plant. They're called Christmas cactus or sometimes Thanksgiving cactus. And the difference is when they bloom. The Thanksgiving ones, I guess that's what both of mine are. Because they're trying to bloom now, which is around American Thanksgiving. Whereas the Christmas ones tend to bloom more in December. But otherwise, very similar thing. I think there's also a difference in the shape of their like sections. I think they're shaped slightly differently, but they're related anyway. You sound like a gardener. That's sweet of you. I love plants. I'm not necessarily any good at them, but I was working outside in my yard a little bit more, working to try to set up this garden bed. I'm like digging down underneath where I want to put the raised bed because there's these huge rocks down there. And the soil is pretty rocky in general, and I want to just like dig out most of the big to medium rocks so that it's just loosened up a little bit before I start building up the soil. So I was having a good time with the shovel out there trying to like pry rocks out of the earth. And I was telling my husband, I was like, well, I don't know if we're going to grow good stuff this year. We might not. I have lots of enthusiasm and no wisdom. And I'm unwilling to listen to wisdom because a lot of people's, especially gardening wisdom, is very specific to their circumstances. And gardening circumstances are really specific. So I figure you just try stuff, see what works. I've had different things work or not work depending on like all kinds of different stuff. Christmas cactus, softer looking lobes with the Thanksgiving more of an angular look. How do indoor plants know when they're supposed to bloom? That's an excellent question. I have no idea. I do not know how they know what time of the year it is. You could maybe make an argument that it is time, like length of day related. But that would be different depending on where you live in the world too. So like, does somebody who has a Thanksgiving cactus way up in like, you know, Antarctica, does it bloom earlier? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I have an add-on on my achievements panel. It lets me sort and search for achievements and stuff, but I have no idea what it's called. Oh. One in the family over 100 years old from my dad's grandmother. My grandmother has a really massive one as well. I think they're cool. I have a hard time knowing what to do with plants when they get too big, actually. Sometimes I rehome them when they get big because I like growing them big, but then I don't know where to put them once they don't fit in the windowsill anymore. planting cannabis. Most fun. Need a period of cold time to really bloom consistently. Morning, Hazel. Good morning. I have no idea if there's bulbs in the garden of this house I moved into. I will find out in the spring. I haven't really dug around too much. There could be things. There might not be. We'll find out. I'm excited to see what everything looks like when it's actually blooming. I want to get like a really wide variety of like local flowering perennials and stuff in so that like the butterflies and the birds and the bugs have lots of good stuff to eat. The birds are so cute. Figured it out. Part of wind tools. Oh, I thought you said wolves and not pups. Yeah, we got a lot of wildlife. I mean, there could be wolves, but like realistically, you're not going to get wolves until you get much farther out. I think they're cool as a concept. I love wearing a wolf in my shirt. I don't think I'd actually want to meet one out in the wild though. And certainly not a bunch of them. They're genuinely scary. Planted a new tree last year and it has its first bird's nest. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's so fun. Do you know what kind of birds? Have you seen who's building it? There's two wolves inside of me and both of them are gay. Whoa. Problem with doing this dungeon on my own is that I can't rely on other people to do the boulder thing for me. I have to run up the hill. Should probably look them up. Small brand looking things. I have a hard time identifying birds unless they're willing to sit still for me. And I can get my binoculars on them because they're hard to see. It's outside and stuff, and they're little and they move around a lot. Two wolves inside of me, and neither can beat Kaivesa. Bird's nest exciting. Bird's nests are neat because there's the bird that builds them, but then sometimes other birds will commandeer them, either after they're out of use or sometimes before. There's plenty of birds that will use other birds' nests. I wouldn't mind putting up owl boxes one day. That would be kind of a cool project. I've seen people do that on YouTube. I don't know if I could get away with it. I'd have to climb up fairly high somehow. Bird ID from pictures is one of the app implementations don't actively hate. Startlingly good. I have Merlin Bird ID, but I just use it to kind of browse the list of like local birds and look through different pictures of them. I found that the sound ID actually works decently well. It's had this thing for years where you can record the bird yelling if there's a bird yelling and you're like, what is it? If you can get an audio recording of it on your phone, it'll compare it against its library and it can give you some examples. Yeah, Merlin Bird ID is from Cornell University. It's an app you can get that is good for helping look up birds. Have you ever tried the standing outside and holding your hand out with birdseed to see if there are any takers? No. Can't say I have. The bird people have it locked down. The fish ID apps that we've tried to use, there was like a local one that had like your local regulations and stuff. And it was good for that because it's nice to have different ways to search regulations because sometimes fishing regulations can be really confusing to read. And it can be difficult to figure out what you're allowed to keep and not allowed to keep. And like, you can catch this, but you have to release this one. And if it's a hatchery, you can keep it. And if it's a wild, you have to release it or vice versa or whatever it is. There's a lot of different like things. And anyway, the app also had a feature where it was like, if you want to ID a fish, you can take a picture with your phone and it'll tell you what it is. And we took a picture of the first time we ever caught a fish out of the ocean. I was on the beach and I'd caught a surf perch. It was pretty big. It was, I think we eventually identified it as like a silver surf perch, maybe a red-tailed surf perch. It was kind of cool. But we took a picture of the surf perch and the app was like, this is a salmon. Not even remotely close. If anything, it looks more like a prawn. It's like a round looking fish. And the app is like, congratulations, you've caught a salmon. Put it back. And of course, it doesn't help that the whole time you're trying to ID the fish to figure out if you can keep it, you're trying to not let the fish escape, but also keep the fish from, suffocating. You don't want to take too long. You want to be pretty snappy, because you've got the fish out of the water. You want to either bonk it or get it back in ASAP. You do not want to dither with that. So I gave up on the app after that. I was like, you're not helping. You are no help to me. What a relaxing hobby. All right, so we did Dark Heart. Good. We can turn in another Infinite Research. We need oh no, sorry, this wasn't Dark Heart. This is Blackrock Hold. I do need Dark Heart Thicket. They're not gonna let me port out of here though, are they? I was kind of hoping there would be a teleport. Yeah, we can go turn it in. That brings me to 56k bronze. It's like that, what's that Pokemon vine? 3 more dungeons. Should give me a good chunk. I tried to finish Mythic Dungeon here, but realized I've only done 2 Mythic Dungeons on Limix. It's kind of nice. I wouldn't... You can do them all at once. Once you get a certain amount of power, it's nice just kind of wandering through them on your own. And I feel like you don't have to... I've split this across 3-4 days. Very good at identifying birds. Friend shows me a pic and asks, "What is this?" And I go, "Yep, that's a bird." That's my go-to line. My husband will be like, "What's that bird?" And I'll be like, bird. I can confidently say, that's a bird. When does a Legion Assault count as a completed? Just been doing the world quests. So after the world quest, it'll direct you to go do a few more quests, and then you've completed it when you finish the instance queued part that you do with 2 other people. You can check on your achievement if you like. Defending the Broken Isles. You'll know that you finished it when this ticks up by 1. Or when you get the first achievement for the first time if you haven't done it yet. Dark Heart Thicket, Nelth Lair, Assault on Violet Hold. Should we do Violet Hold? I feel like that one's kind of annoying. I feel like we should just do it. If I was going to make a Nightborn to be a scribe, I could do a priest. I feel like a Nightborn Clothy would look cool. Let's make sure I am on Mythic, right? Yeah, good. A Nightborn Clothy would be neat. I don't want another mage. Nightborn Warlocks kind of freak me out. I don't think I want another Warlock. I feel like I would either do a Hunter because that's just an easy default alt to make, or I would do a priest. I think a male Nightborn priest would be kind of cool. Sounds like it's time for another priest. The only reason for him to be a priest would be basically the vibes. It would make him more annoying to play in basically all content, but, at least I know how to play him. Made both a priest and a hunter Nightborn in Remix. I've never had a male Nightborn. I think it would be cool. Unless I try to make one and it turns out that they're just really, really annoying looking, but... Love the purple cloak with the Nightborn heritage and a mix of the Mage Tower priest set. So my remix alts, I've got kind of an aquatic creature theme going. I have Crawdad, Orca, Lamprey, and... Ooh, what did I name my Lightforged Draenei? It's a saltwater critter. Because I have 2 and 2. What did I name her? Crawdad, Orca, Lamprey, and... See, this is the problem with making remix alts. I can never remember what I've done. It's a paladin. It's a Lightforged Draenei paladin. No idea. Completely forgot her name. Yeah, I remember Orca for sure. Oh. Do you have it? Snow Crab, that's right! Her name was Snow Crab. You guys are so good. Yeah. Okay, so we have Snow Crab, Orca, Crawdad, Lamprey. Come on, Snow Crab's a sick tank name. A scribe. A Nightborn priest scribe. Some kind of a shrimp. Some kind of a shrimp name. If I'm imagining like a clothy caster, you know, writing things down, kind of an aquatic creature, I think shrimp come to mind. Types of shrimp. Tiger prawn. White leg shrimp, prawns. Brine shrimp, clam shrimp, fairy shrimp, tadpole shrimp. I had a whole brine shrimp phase as a kid. I was a big sea monkeys girly. Cuttlefish? They use ink? That's true, actually. Yeah, we have a whole subset of inking creatures. So you've got cuttlefish, you've got octopus, of course. I love octopus. I think they're so cool. I think they're like cool people. I technically could eat them because I'm a pescatarian, but I don't like to eat them because I think they're too smart. Freaks me out a little bit. I feel like I'm eating somebody. You should do like a betta fish maybe too. I'll think of something. I'm funny about alt names in that I have to think of it, so it's going to be my idea. I won't take any suggestions. How much power do you really need to be able to solo stuff? Depends on what you want to solo. I am 189% verse, and I can do mythic dungeons just fine. I don't think I could solo a mythic raid or anything. My excuse is their low life expectancy. But that doesn't make their lives any less worthwhile. That doesn't make their souls any less salient. I don't know. If there was a person and I knew they were just going to live 7 years and then die, I don't think I'd eat them. Male Nightborn always gives me very Addams Family vibes. So I feel about whales. Was offered whale in Iceland, but I refused because they're so smart. Yeah. Whales are like celebrities to me. I feel like they are greater than me. Not just in mass. I feel like they have a deeper spiritual life than I do. Every day I wish I could be a jellyfish. No brain, no thought, only float. This dungeon has a lot of waiting. I have 27k gold on this character. That's kind of fun. You don't get to keep any of the stuff in your bags, but you do get to keep your gold. I'm pretty sure. I think. I remember that they gave remix characters like a certain amount of gold each when we transferred them off of Mop Remix. I don't know what they're doing this time. I haven't transferred any characters. Somebody knows. Hi Hazel, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a lovely Thanksgiving. I had mine in October. I saw a whale in real life, freaked out, and got a pit in my stomach. I wasn't expecting it to be so big. I still think they're cool. The only ones I've ever seen in person are orca. I would love to see a humpback, and I think I would die if I saw a blue whale. I think I would just cease living. Keep the gold you have, get some more. Oh, how much do you feel like you need to solo Mythic Dungeon? I don't know. 50? Maybe 100? Being full item level helps. None of this stuff seems to hurt me very badly. 2k gold once transferred. Gotcha. Orcas and whales in Alaska is very cool. Oh, I didn't loot the discarded lockbox. There you go. You guys been doing your Christmas shopping? I started picking some stuff out and ordering a few things. I need to get some more stuff, but I'm like a third of the way done? Maybe halfway done? Even though we don't have Thanksgiving right now, we do have Black Friday, and that does help. Nuh-uh. I always feel better when I get it done vaguely early. I'm not one of these people that finishes it in like March. Those people are smarter than me. But is it December 23rd? I have a list going of ideas, but I haven't bought anything. Got everything for family, just need to get a few coworkers things. I'm pretty lucky in that I only really buy gifts for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people? So there doesn't need to be a super long list. It's one of the benefits of not knowing very many people. is that you have a smaller list and can therefore hopefully put more thought into it. It's hard sometimes to know what to get for people. You don't want to get them stuff that they don't need, but you don't always know what they do need. And, you know, Christmas comes around every year, and you don't want to just repeat the same thing that you got them last year. And you just, sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas. Some people are really good at it. I'm not. Make cards, baked things. Should start making this card soon. Learned that blue whales have likely passed down songs generation to generation for centuries, and that changed my entire view on whales. There's some really interesting whale documentaries that talk about, like, the cultural habits that they develop within, like, their families and their ponds, and, like, skills that have to be taught by a specific whale. Like, there'll be, like, a matriarch orca in a specific pond, and she will teach her grandkids to hunt in a certain way, but only, like, a third of them are smart enough to do it. And she's the only one that can impart this skill right now. Like, it's... And then, like, if you're an orca and you're not part of that pod, you're not hunting like that. You don't know how. It's crazy. Gift cards? Can never go wrong with gift cards. Any recommendations for documentaries? I don't remember the names of them. I don't remember the names. I've watched pretty much anything on whales that Netflix had, for sure. There we go. Should be our... Oh no, we have to do another bar of invasion forces. So after this one, we just need Nelth's Lair and Darkheart Thicket, and that'll set me up for Remixed Engineer. That helps. Don't have Netflix right now, but I'll swap once my Disney Plus sub runs out. You know, Disney might have some too, because they carry Nat Geo stuff. That's under their label, so they might have some good ones as well. That might be where I saw some of them. I would have a look-see. Wife does the dropping hints for what she wants for Christmas, and it rarely works even after 26 years. I was joking that I was just going to make a list. I was just going to keep a running Google Doc of things that I kind of want, but that I haven't bought for myself yet. And then if I do buy any of them for myself, I'll just take them off the list and break them down into vague price categories. And then you can just, you know, give it to the husband, and you can just kind of pick things off of it at will for various occasions. Not the most surprising thing, but it would be very practical. Especially because, like, I'm picky. And a lot of the things that I like to have, the specific one I want is based on nothing but vibes. It's very hard to articulate what I want. Easier just to make a list. She was teaching kids to get seals on the beach, and once they're on the beach is how she would wiggle herself back in the ocean. It was crazy. Yeah, I think that's the big one that I saw. Best recommendation for Artifactium Sand. Artifactium Sand. You'll get that just by leveling. You'll get that from everything that you get your gear from as well. It tends to drop as your item level goes up. So I would just do raids. I got most of mine from raids. Interested in whales? Highly recommend the Whale Museum in Iceland. You cannot do Mage Tower and Remix. You can do Mage Tower and Retail if you like. Pretty sure that's still open. Can you believe that our next patch we're getting Brawlers Guild back? Of all things, it's so random. Done a lot of raids, only 610. I think you're doing fine. It's just long. There's no real shortcuts. There's no skipping it. You just keep doing raids. You keep getting moats. Keep doing your infinite research. And the gear that you get will get slowly better over time. There's no real trick to it. You just got to keep going. You're probably comparing yourself against a lot of people that played a ton in the first couple of weeks, and all of the item level has been available from the beginning. So some people got to 740 a week in by absolutely no lifing it. Very alt unfriendly. Yeah, catching your alts up in item level is pretty hard. I didn't bother. I have a few alts, but I didn't really get much item level on any of them because I didn't see a point. I've just been working on the one main. All right, so that one's done. That puts me at 73k bronze. Let's go do Darkheart Thicket. Seen a lot of people got $9.99 in the first week. There's different farms that people like to grind. People were doing Arkway. There was like an open world farm, the Broken Shore, that came out. People were doing. But you can also get decently far by just people that are really committed to just doing their daily raid clears. You can get quite a bit of artifact power or Limits Unbound or whatever, by just doing your mythic, heroic, and I suppose even normal and LFR if you're really feeling motivated for every raid every day. That'll get you a lot, especially now with all the raids open. Hell yeah, got my drops. Most part, no life remix because I'm not working due to work injury. I mean, it's nice to have something like that handy that kind of keeps you busy for a while. I would have liked to. Well, was I sitting up at my desk? I can't remember. When I was sick a couple months ago, I would have really liked something like this just to keep me busy. I was so bored. I was so sick and I was so bored. I think I watched like 4 seasons of Friends. Games are amazing when you're stuck at home. Just had a baby 4 months ago. Congratulations. Work from home. Wife works in an office. Getting a solid like 3 hours of WoW time per week. Going back to retail feels slow and I can't cast while moving. I think it's good that I didn't end up going with a caster for my remix main. Otherwise, I think that would absolutely get me. I would be having that problem too. I would get used to casting while moving and I wouldn't be able to play otherwise. Nothing to save those motes at Broken Time for on your main. They're not transferable. Like I guess they could maybe make them transferable later, but I would be very surprised. That would be a lot to pop open. Okay. Let's see here. Second to last dungeon we need. Run as fast as you can. I should make gingerbread cookies. It's almost December. I've been meaning to make... I was going to make like jam thumbprint cookies, which is not a hard thing to do. And I've had the ingredients, and I've been meaning to do it for like a month. And on 3 or 4 separate occasions, I've taken the margarine out of the fridge to like soften, and then I realize I'm not making them, and I put it back, and I take it out, and I put it back, and I take it out, and I put it back. I just make the damn cookies, like... The problem is that my cookie making time is like in the evening after dinner, and invariably I'm tired. I don't know from what. I don't know why I'm so tired, but like usually by the time I get to the end of the day and we've had dinner, and it's like 7 o'clock, it's like I'm tired. I just want to like watch a movie or something. It's different if you can do it during morning energy, but the only days that you really have time for that are like days off, and usually on a day off in the morning we're like going somewhere, you know, we're taking advantage of that to like get out and go for a hike or go fishing or something, you know, catch up on the shopping or the errands or something like that. So it's hard to find that window to make them. And when I was a kid, I used to rip it off no matter what. I think I had more energy. I think I had a larger supply of mojo when I was younger, and I'm not that old. Oh dear. I think my life is too easy and it's made me lazy. Dawnfire, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. But you have to make gingerbread cookies. You have to. It's Christmas time. I used to make gingerbread cookies twice a year. I would do a few batches around Christmas time. And I liked them so much, I would also do a few batches around July. Just because it had been, you know, roughly half a year or more since I'd had them, and I just missed them. I could be in trouble here, actually. I think I can just run to the next boss and then... Well, you know what? We're going to feign death now. We have an awful lot of Grievous Rip on ourselves. And I'm going to turtle. Which doesn't seem to wildly help me. Oh, I thought I could run past all that. Oh, well. I'll clear a bit more of the trash. We'll do it normally. Where's my pet? Hello? Well, I'm happy I got all the zone metas done for Remix. I've more or less, I think, got most of the things that are Remix only. So now I'm just catching up on things that I could get on live. But I won't. Transmogs and toys. I think if I level one more alt, that'll be a good source of bronze. I think that'll get bronze together pretty quickly. I don't know why alts make bronze so much faster while they're leveling. Maybe because they can do all the achievements over again. Everything they do is the first time they've done it. That could be it. Oh yeah, I looked at my other monitor. I've got a names of shrimp Google search up. I was trying to figure out a name for my nightborn male scribe priest. Royal red shrimp. I was thinking more like an Amano shrimp. I used to have an Amano shrimp. He was a cool dude. Did you ever play Classic since 2019? I feel like I don't remember you doing that. I played a little bit when it first came out. I played more when Hardcore came out, and then again when Hardcore Self-Found happened. I liked that a lot, because my favorite part of Classic was questing and leveling. I didn't want to do group content, not interested in dungeons or raids, but I liked professions and questing and leveling, so Hardcore was a really good fit for me. I played a bunch of it. I had a lot of fun. But by and large, I'm not really a Classic person. I'm more of a retail person. Better level not for bronze instead of running the raids that day in a main remixer. It might be. That's kind of what I've been wondering for myself as well. Did I not do dress around? I jumped right down. Can I just finish the raid? Is that boss optional? They might not let me through. I guess I can try. Hi, sweetie. You want up? Because you do get some bronze for running your raids for the day. It's not nothing. It's not crazy, though. It's not... I feel like it was better in Mop Remix. I know that in Mop Remix, I got a lot of my shopping done by just doing my daily raid clears on my main, and it felt super good to do that. I think part of it is that in Mop Remix, when I got my gear all upgraded to the maximum, I was helpful, I was useful, I was powerful. And now my gear is maxed out, but my Versa's at 189, I guess, out of 1,000, and I suppose that makes me trash. Like, I will never look... I'll never really feel like I'm helping, because there's going to be people that are at like 800 plus. And I guess I could try to get there, but I don't know. I think by the time I've ground that much, I'll probably be done with bronze. Well, I can fight this boss. I wonder if this will give me the achievement I'm looking for. Maybe I can just skip Dresseron. Uh-oh. I forgot about this mechanic. That's okay. I've got pets. Yeah, that'll give me Mythic Dark Heart ticket. That's nice. Works for me. We just need to do Neltharion's Lair now. Been getting the collectibles, but Remix is a struggle for me. Just don't find it enjoyable. Don't know what I want my endgame to be with WoW these days. I wonder what I want my goals and experience to be like in Midnight, if I want to approach it any different than I've approached stuff so far. Hi, how you doing? Hairball? Yeah. Okay. Baby girl. So I came back here because we want to get to Neltharion's lair, and I'm a hunter, so I can actually skip up there. Oh, there you go, honey. Hang on a sec. Okay, we're back. Let's head out to Neltharion's lair. Would have liked Remix more if they could have made it so you could use current characters. Yeah. Kira's okay. She had to throw up. Luckily, we have a lot of experience in this area, and we've learned how to basically catch it, so it's much easier to clean up. You know, if it never hits the ground, you don't have to get the carpet cleaner out. Hi, baby. You want to lay down and sleep? Let's see. Neltharion's lair. I knew Hazel was a feral druid name. This should be worth a decent chunk of bronze. And then the reason I've tracked Power of the Obelisks is just because I'm pretty close to finishing it, and I think that will also be a pretty good chunk of bronze. Issues with the ensembles, bought all of them, but not showing I've collected them in the tab. Yeah, I've had some trouble with that too. Kind of annoying. Floyd here now. Hi, Urchi. How you doing? Happy Saturday. Hope your weekend's going well. Not for Remix. I know in retail I get that problem sometimes where yeah, let's scoot in. Seatbelt on the kitty cat. I got you. I've had trouble with you learn an ensemble and it just skips an appearance and it doesn't teach it to you. And there's not really anything you can do about it. One ensemble and Undermine that's bugging me. Yeah, one of my Undermine ones broke too. And it's, as far as I can tell, going to be broken like that forever. Super annoying. Oh, hi, sweetheart. You're so cute. Yeah, we get a greater bronze cache if I finish Power of the Obelisk. That's a decent amount of bronze for 8 more obelisks. You tend to find them up and about, but I feel like I will have to go look for them because I think I'm just about done with things I would need to be world questing for. Now that I've finished my Argus rep, I think I'm pretty set. I wonder if I'll want to finish Army of the Light as well. My Army of the Light is at... Oh no, that one's a Gilded Dude. Never mind. We're all good. Did that one by accident. 3 ensembles from Dornogal are like that for me and it hurts. It's just such a frustrating bug because you grind so hard to get those. Those ensembles are not cheap. And there's not a thing you can do. You can't even buy them again to use it again. My collection tab for Remix Helper is not showing I purchased them. Not accurate in how much bronze I need. Yeah, I'm using a combination of that and then like Can I Mog It and then just kind of, and the Trove Tally. And then I'm going through the vendors and just checking things one by one too. I'm sort of layering different collection methods to make sure I'm getting everything that I can get. I'll overkill, yes, but it makes me feel better. They don't work well. I find if you use all of them and you're willing to really take the time, although honestly, if you're willing to mouse over them one by one, I guess you didn't need any add-ons. You could just do that with default, but it makes me feel better. I can't live without Can I Mog It. I get so itchy if I can't see the little the Can I Mog It icons. I'm so used to them. So after this, the question then is, do I want to start that alt for bronze, or do I want to do some raid clears for bronze and then power on this guy? Could kind of go either way. I'm at 189 verse, 189. If you're not fighting, you're not eating. So close to max. All my friends have been 9.99 for 2 weeks. I don't think I have any friends that are playing Remix. I think it's just you guys. 2 weeks at 9.99. Your friends must have gone very hard. It's a lot of gaming. Trying to make sense of the story during Remix very hard. The campaign gets so scrambled. Yeah. Yeah, they let you at some things concurrently that we used to have time gaps between them. We're in Mythic. We're in Mythic. Good. Has playing Remix made us miss any dungeons that we want to see make their way back into our Mythic Plus rotation that haven't been in there recently? Because we've had a few of them over the seasons. Karazhan and EOA. EOA is kind of neat. Yeah, I could go for another EOA season. Maw Souls, yeah. Maw Souls is nice because it's short. It's like over with immediately. Love the new Karazhan. New Kara had some neat fights in it. All-time favorite dungeon. I was just thinking about it because in this one, I know we did this on Mythic Plus because I remember the avalanche that those breakers cast and having to like move in advance because I wasn't fast enough to get out of it after the ring appeared. So I would need to be already moving by the time they were halfway through their cast. Otherwise, because everybody else would get hit by it too, but they could all survive it. I would get iced. Love COS. Find the correct person game towards the end is so much fun to me. I like that game when I'm the only one doing it and I have all the time in the world. It's not as much fun with other people and a timer on it for me. And then I usually, when I did it on keys, there was a demon hunter around and they could just like cheat. But I agree. I think the game's kind of fun by itself. I'd like to get myself an advent calendar for Christmas. You got any suggestions? Are you looking for something more exotic than just chocolate? Because chocolates are fun. I saw just like the regular, like the classic Lindt ones in the store, and I thought about it, but I didn't know how much they were. It was one of those things where they didn't put a price on it. And I bet you take it and you get it up to the till, and it's going to be more than you wanted to pay for what is effectively pretty cheap chocolate. Bought a hot sauce advent because I'm obsessed. Done jams and tea. Did like the tea one. I mean, hot sauce sounds fun if you like hot sauce. I was going to say soap, but I feel like it's hard to go through 28 tiny bars of soap. It's hard to use a tiny bar of soap. Aldi ones are good. Aldi. That must be a store I don't have. Everyone gets lost in a tourist except for the one boss where there's just a straight line to the next boss. The only reason I can vaguely find my way around there is because I was running it for the Mount during Mount Mania not that long ago. Before then, I couldn't find my way around there with a flashlight and a map. What else would be a cute thing to get? Jewelry, but that might be expensive. Alright. That gave me Mythic Nelflair and Mythic Legion Remixed Engineer. So I got 20k bronze, which I think was for basically the overcapped infinite knowledge. And then I also got a greater bronze cache. So I'm at 111k now. That was good. That was my last dungeon. I wouldn't mind doing... Will either of you guys get me out of here? Can anyone help me? I wouldn't mind just doing 2 quests for just a research and then like some time warped herbs and ores just to finish that up, because I could probably find obelisks along the way of that. One of the only affordable grocery stores in the US right now. Cheap grocery store in America. Cheap and groceries? I don't know about cheap groceries. What do we have? I mean, if you go, you can pick like dandelions off of your lawn or off of someone's lawn. Assuming they haven't been sprayed with anything, you can eat those. I actually saw a grocery store carrying dandelion greens. I thought that was really cool that they sold them in the salad section. But also, I was like, I'm not going to give you $9 for this. I have those in my lawn. It's a German chain. We have 2 versions here. LD North and South, splitting Germany in half. Oh. It's a new and original idea that's definitely never gone wrong before. Superstore, arguably one of the cheapest? No. Costco for bulk stuff for sure. Superstore is Loblaws, isn't it? Aren't they like... I feel like it's... You want it to be cheap and it's not. I think it's worse than Walmart. I think Walmart's probably your cheapest groceries, unfortunately. What are we doing? We're going to... I guess I'm going to use my voucher. A second Lemix Toon just to do the treasure chest thing at the Antorus elevator. What, you trying to like bait people in to get smooshed? Is that the idea? Don't have it in Quebec. I mean, it might vary province to province. And maybe it's gotten expensive over time. But I don't know. I always wanted to visit Bulk Barn. Never get to Canada anymore. I shockingly didn't shop at Bulk Barn that much. I was too afraid of it. I didn't really know how it worked. And also, it was not in a great part of town. In Victoria, the area had gotten pretty sketchy, so I didn't really like walking there. So I just want to do 2 quests, and I want to get some herbs and ore, and I would love to do I don't really want to be in here. I'd rather be in a different zone. I'd love to get my Power of the Obelisk finished, because that's just gonna be a nice big thing of bronze. Drop the never-ending toy chest beneath the elevator. In Alberta, Walmart's the cheapest, but Superstore produce is better. Prices aren't that much higher than Walmart. Save on Sobeys next and then Safeway. Yeah. The thing I try to do here is compare prices across stores, but also keep in mind, depending on how far you have to go, gas is expensive to the point that if you're spending an extra $30 to drive to a store that's farther, not to mention the time out of your life, you know, you might not be saving as much money depending on how much you're getting. I find most of them are alright if you can shop the flyers. I've gotten very excited about the days that like the weekly flyers come out, and I'll sit down. I'll sit down with my laptop and my list, and I'll like look over everything, and I'll note the date that it starts because sometimes they run out of stuff, and figure out like what to stock up on that's going to be shelf stable, that's like super on sale. I didn't used to bother with that too much before, but now I live on it because you can save a lot of money, and it's really expensive to do groceries without doing that. I am back. The 3 raw chickens are refusing to leave my lap, and this is what happens when you use a heated blanket for yourself. You've become the heated blanket. Aw. Kitties. One thing I've heard, and I've never been, I've never done Europe at all, but the one thing I've heard about Germany that I would really like to see one day is I've heard that it is a really good place to go to aquarium stores, and they have laws that kind of regulate the sale and keeping of like aquarium fish. So the aquarium stores are like super nice because they're taking really good care of everything. It's one of the highest standards of fish keeping in the world. There's like people do like YouTube video tours of different like fish keeping destinations in Germany, and it looks really cool. If I ever did go, I would want to do something like that. I don't know what I would want there because it's not like I'm going to get a fish and take it on a plane. I guess it would be just to see. True, am German, can confirm. Just stuff a cichlid in my pocket and get out of there. It should be illegal to combine the 10 motes and get a piece the same item level as the one you have equipped. I know, I hate that. It's like the worst thing that can happen to you. Let's go up to Valcheron. There must be some nice, easy quests up here. Publix is my favorite store. Best subs ever. All this grocery store talk is making me want to go grocery shopping. I've had to convert back to shopping in person. I got so lazy living in the city. I would do grocery delivery as often as not. Because it was pretty cheap to have it done, and they would just kind of stack it up in bins at your door and save me the trouble of like wandering around lost in the store trying to find things, and also like going and driving and parking and all that. But it's not as accessible here, so so we go. Hated it as a kid, but now I love grocery shopping. I like it at off hours. I like it when the store is pretty quiet. I hate it when the store is busy because I'm like anxious about being in people's way, but I'm also actually in people's way. It's a terrible combination of anxiety and awful self-awareness. So I'm a hazard. Aquarium stores are great. Been to one that has even bigger than your normal hobby fish. Catfish, some kind of shark, like giant goldfish. Oh man, that would be cool. Can you imagine showing a fish the view out of a plane window? It would blow their tiny little minds. Costco or Trader Joe's. I went to it when I was in the States. I went to a Trader Joe's on a Saturday once, and the entire time I was like, why have I done this to myself? It's like one moment away from a panic attack. Although I do like vividly remember standing in the grocery line at the Trader Joe's, and the person in front of me was trying to convince the cashier to watch Ted Lasso. And they were like really giving her, like being like, oh no, this is an amazing show. It's just what the world needs. This was like 2020. It had just come out, and you have to watch it. And the cashier was like, okay, I will. But then he like kept going. And it was like, I didn't watch that show for like 2 or 3 years after that because of how vehemently that one person was trying to badger this cashier into watching it. What am I doing? I am looking for herbs and ore, and I'm also killing mobs to get obelisks. If we can just do 6 more obelisks somehow, that would be really good. Oh, lucky. TJ says no go on weekends. Oh. If you don't like that many people in one place, never go to Tokyo. Even the quiet days are like Oktoberfest. Yeah, I think it would be hard for me. I get a bit panicky in big crowds, especially if I'm there to accomplish a task that's not just like view an event. You know, I don't mind BlizzCon so much, especially if I can take breaks in my hotel room. But like, Costco will give me panic attacks. I haven't been into a Costco in years. Missed my Target grocery delivery. Wasn't the best. Had the benefit of getting a lot of other things not normally at grocery stores. Yeah. I did used to have to make peace with a lot of things being delivered that were not the thing that I ordered, but it was always worth not having to go to the store, usually. Yeah, Costco. No, Costco is overwhelming. The thing that used to get me is the sample people asking if I wanted a sample, because for some reason saying no to me gives me conniptions. Or at least it did back then. It was a long time ago. It must have been 10 plus years ago. But and the ceilings are really big and the carts are really big and there's just like loose children around and, you know, you hope they're okay, but they're screaming and you don't know why. They've got giant like inflatable boats sitting on top of shirts, sitting on top of mustard. Where is the order? Seems like you'd handle it better now. Maybe, but I've gotten, if anything, more reclusive with age, and that makes me more fidgety in public. Like, the less I get out, the worse I get. And since moving here, I haven't had to get out very much. I got out more in the city, to be honest. Don't have that kind of anxiety. Even I hate going. Costco parking lots are also kind of like a mess. But the nice thing about actually going to the grocery store is A, I know where everything is because I've been at the same one enough. B, I know when the quiet hours are, so I know when I can go when there's not that many people there. And C, I get to impulse buy tiny little plants. They get cute little plants up and I get to just go, yep, this one's coming home with me. And then I usually find them early in my shopping and then I put it in the little basket where the kids sit. And then it gets to do the rest of my shopping with me. Plants are kind of important. Also, my partner's a godsend when shopping. He pushes the cart, which I appreciate because I have no aim. I don't have a whole lot of control with it. It is concerning. We just choose not to talk about it. But he pushes it, and then that way I can, like, I have the list in one hand, and I'm just kind of, like, grabbing things and sticking them in the cart. And then if I realize that I've lost him, I just stay put until he finds me. Val'Sharah is pretty. Not impulse buying is the primary upside of doing pickup and delivery. I don't do something every time, but I am prone to grab a little plant here and there. Although you can't do it forever because there is a limit to the amount of plants that you can reasonably keep watered. I need 4 more obelisks, and it's really only 4. It shouldn't be that many. The killing empowered enemies one, I don't know if it's going to happen because I need like 200 more of those. Have to push the cart because I'll wander off otherwise. Saw Wicked 2 last night. It was so good. Oh, jealous. I want to see it. I might have to wait until it like comes out properly and I can get it digitally. Prone to impulse buying like $20 to $30 worth of random assorted junk. Delves for chat list. Sometimes it does not count. If you're doing a delve for a chat list, do not take the ethereal portal. That makes it not count. That's what we've learned. Haley and I, specifically. If you're doing a delve for the sake of the chat list, do not take the skip portal. You can do it on any difficulty. Ones are fine. But you must finish it traditionally. You can't take the skip. Wicked themed cocktails at the theater. Pretty tipsy the whole movie. All fun. I had that happen to me too. It was infuriating. I was so mad. I had to do the pet battle one instead. I mean, I could have repeated the delve, but I was not about to repeat the delve. I was mad at it because I hadn't at the time figured out why it had broken in the first place. 3 more obelisks. 20 chat lists today. It's so boring. 20's huge though. You're a fifth of it in one big go. I need the 14 more of them and I want to do them, but I'm doing this first. I need bronze. Maybe tomorrow I'll do chat list regardless because tomorrow's my last stream in the week anyway. Three more. I guess anything that we're doing that's going to give us some... how many do I need for the... I'm not doing the Withered Army Training thing. I need 146 more of the empowered enemies. It's not actually that crazy. if I'm farming for obelisks anyways. No, I haven't done the Crush Weekly this week. I want to do that too. I'd love to do that today. It's not long. It doesn't take very long. Mind you, when I say the Crush Weekly, I mean the Pinnacle Cache, not the actual weekly. I don't think I care about that. It's not enough juice to be worth it to me anymore. The Season of Retail, my least favorite in a long time. I love the Undermine season. This one's kind of, yeah. Am I doing this? I don't see why not. Keep getting dupes now. I have 3 more pets to get. I haven't had a new one in like a month. Juice just isn't worth the squeeze. Empowered enemies. Empowered enemies and obelisks. Sometimes you can get obelisks that other people spawned and just left there. Five duplicates of 1 pet, 2 mounts. It's so bad. The mount duplicate is such a kick in the gut because you can't even do anything with it. You just delete it or like stick it in your bank to remind you of your failures. The pets at least I've been able to kind of sell, although I kept getting the same duplicate pet over and over again, so I had to price it pretty cheap to get rid of it. Didn't even have the courtesy to give me a new dupe. 2 more obelisks. Nearly there. First season Patch of War Within kind of boring because it was just the anniversary. I don't know if I remember that one very well. At the point where I'm only enjoying the seasonal and special events. I liked the anniversary a lot the first time. Mostly because of the mount off. That was the thing I remember from it. The rest of it kind of passed me by. The Mount Mania was fun though. It still would be. I could be doing it now, but I don't really have a huge reason to. I guess to get my rep buff back up as long as the event is running. So that I can get extra rep for Undermine. Which reminds me, it is Saturday. I could do more Undermine World Quest too. 2 obelisks. Any 2 obelisks. So we could really just farm mobs anywhere. Particularly if we're finding empowered ones. Oh, I thought you were empowered, but you're just asleep. Yeah, not a lot of point doing the anniversary this year. You get your... whatchamacallit. You get your set, you get your title, you're done. There's nothing really else, assuming that you finished it last year. Which is good, I think. I didn't really want them to stack it. There's too much other stuff going on. 10 or 20 badges for every mount you match. That would be sick. I don't even want the set. It's pretty cheap, at least. But yeah, it's also kind of unremarkable. It's not the coolest looking thing I've ever seen. Makes me a little sad that the part of the game I still enjoy is like an exception to the norm. This special and seasonal stuff. One of my favorite things is doing the trading post every month, actually. I really like the first of the month. I like getting in and doing the trading post and figuring out... like, I don't even buy things half the time. I don't even shop. The detective? Kazalgar Enthusiast. Yeah, 100 badges off of the title vendor. They added it new this year. Don't get me wrong, it's not really a cool title unless you truly are a Kazalgar enthusiast. And then I guess it's your lucky day. I need just 2 more. 2 more obelisks. For this, the best thing to do would probably be to find a place you can AoE farm. But really, when you only need 2, they happen pretty often. Or you could just find something that someone else left behind. Thanks. Counts. Don't think they give a lot every anniversary. Not usually, no. Last year was, for the 20th, was a big deal, and they did the whole event. But normally it's just like a new pet or a toy or something. Like, it's usually not a whole lot. Areas with a lot of people. Yeah, that's smart. I wouldn't mind also at the same time doing empowered enemies, though. Drops aren't working, but I've already got it. Like a new set more than a toy. Turkey trading post mat right now is kind of fun. I'm glad that they give us at least one of those for free. I don't think I bought the other one. But I got the free one. I loved the outfit though. I thought the outfit was really nice. Spent all my tendies in the Thanksgiving stuff. I had to. There was the bread dagger. Oh, here we go. So that was for 12.5k bronze. Not nothing. Not unreasonable. I don't know if another 130 empowered mobs is worth another 12.5k. It's not like they're hard to kill, but finding them doesn't always come super easy. Okay, we can turn in some infinite research. And then it's just a question of, do I want to do raids or do I want to do an alt? I was streaming around behind your back. Last year was the first year I did any anniversary stuff, so it set me up for disappointment this year. Anniversary used to be a pretty minimal event. They used to just mail you a firework and a buff that you could use, and that was kind of it. That was the gist of it. I don't want to kill 25 elites. It's too many. Risk reward system in Lemix is solid. I'm playing it casually and enjoying it. Hazel, I did a grown-up thing. What'd you do? I don't really want to do any of these. I guess I'll pick the heroic dungeon one. That one year they sent us Corky Cockles. Yeah. Let's go do a raid, huh? We can squeeze into Antorus or something. Put air in my tires? Is this what old people do? No, that's good. Tire pressure is important. Good for you. I want to scrap the stuff out of my bags. The main reason I want to do Antorus is I feel like it's probably, because it's the newest raid, best bronze and power bang for your buck. If you were going to do a raid just for the sake of farming. Because I kind of want to see how much bronze this guy can scrape together in a day. It's going to be less on future days because he's kind of out of those good achievements. Sci-Fi, thanks very much for the brand new sub. Old people put air in their walkers' tires. You got one of those fancy walkers with tires. That's good. How are you scrapping? Legion Remix Helper will auto put things into the scrap window for you. You can have it set to put things that are below like a certain item level in. Now that I'm 740 and I'm not changing up my gear anymore, I just have it dump everything. Appreciate your videos on raid, guys. Oh, nice. I'm glad they work for you. People no longer care about the sound of metal on the street. No, you don't have to be at the forge. They let you summon it. You have this Unraveling Sands ability that they give you right at the beginning of your remix. You can summon a scrapping portal anywhere on, like, what, a 1-minute cooldown? I like to do it in the beginning of raid while waiting for people to show up. There's lots of empowered mobs over here. That's not what I'm doing, though. Don't think I've ever used that. It's nice. Comes in handy. I mostly just do it to keep myself busy. I wish you got more for scrapping, but I guess it's just an easy way to clear out your bags, if anything. I put gnomes in mine. I suppose I can find a group, yeah. Find a group. We want Mythic Antorus. My verse is 190. I wonder if it'll get me into this group. Hazel, do you think remix will be a thing in the future? I betcha they do one remix every 2 years during the last patch of each expansion. I bet you we get another one in the final patch of Midnight after the last raid tier has launched. Just because that's the pattern so far, and it seems reasonable. Seems like what's going on. Okay. Maybe I should take the 190 out of my note. I don't think it's selling anybody on this. Manifesting a BFA remix. The only thing I don't like about the raids is how fast everyone runs. I have I have a hard time with my pet falling behind, but I like put on speed gear until I had 49% speed, and then I have hunter stuff to help me run faster too. Can't wait till we get Mop Remix remixed. I call it Mop Blender. Unraveling Sands? It should be. That was going to be in your spell book. It's an ability. If it's not on your bar, it'll be an extra action button and you can drag it on your bar. You might have stuck it on your bar somewhere. Bragging about a 190 is like showing off an obvious fake ID to a bouncer. I thought my 190 was okay. Kind of hoping they don't do the infinite power 999 thing. Remix seems popular. A good way to avoid a last patch drop on player base. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get a little bit more from this. I'm at least 740 with good jewelry. You know, that's got to count for something. Nobody's doing invasion points in Argus, and I don't seem to be able to solo. That is annoying. I think them gating out the content phases in Remix has really had an impact on player engagement. I'm sure that it's to some extent, like there's probably more people coming back every time they release a phase, but I wonder if they lost some people with that. It feels like at this point, even though this phase is fairly new, a lot of people are just kind of over Remix, even though there's new stuff to get. How far are you from having everything? 88% or so? Hang on. Yeah, 88% through, so I need another 900k bronze. I've got 130 on me, so that's something. Love the incremental gearing style of Remix. I really liked it on my main. I won't do it in an alt, though. It seems great for your first character, but replaying it feels really bad. Wonderful. See, it changed to Plunderstorm last time. Love it, but was disappointed that the theme and the map were identical. Yeah. I like Plunderstorm too, and I wish it was a different theme. But given that they kept the name and the theme last time, I feel like it's always going to be pirates. BC Remix would be wild. Some of the shine of Mop Remix was leveling a bunch of alts. Yeah, and I think a lot of us, you're right, have more than we can use now. Don't summon me. I mean, I'm helping summon. I'm here. Unless I'm in the wrong difficulty. Oh, I'm on normal. I was wondering why I said Edge of Discord. I zoned in too early. Somehow combine Plunderstorm Remix for BFA Remix in a cool way. One thing about Remix is that it got me back into a hunter. Whenever Plunderstorm comes back, I hope they keep the mobs respawning so I can farm until I got enough plunder and die. I think the next time they do it, they would probably continue to find ways for people to get their rewards out of it without needing to successfully defeat other players. I had so much fun in it, though. I had fun playing with Flabby. Plunderstorm Duos is really good. Need new maps. I wonder how hard it is for them to do a new map for it. Like if the maps need a lot of work to become Plunderstorm ready, or if they can just kind of copy paste some stuff onto it. I died to Towelie once. He just showed up out of nowhere and duped me. Here we go. Watch for the pet last month. Claimed it under the bundles, not showing up. Account linked. Anyone else have this issue? That sucks. I'm pretty sure mine came through. What was it called? It was like a little pit lord. Coley. Yeah, no, mine came through. I wonder if Twitch FAQ has any troubleshooting to try. Plunderstorm might be cool in zones we don't have much reason to go to otherwise. Like Deep One. Ooh. One of the reasons I like the Arathi Highlands is like the little subzones are kind of neat, and you've got like the little houses and stuff that people like can hide in, and I mean, Arathi was a warfront first. I wonder if the Darkshore would work for it, or if Darkshore is too spread out and they want a map that's fairly, you know, evenly wide and tall. Hazel, what's the most rare pet? What kind of pet? Battle pet? Let me see. Data for Azeroth. Because hunter pets would have a different answer. It's really a TCG pet. Let me see. I know that it can do this. I don't know that I'm all that good at identifying it. Shadowlands Worm cost 10k Petrams? I doubt it. Lots of people got that. Because even more people would farm extra Petrams to sell them for gold, and it was like a pet that got some pet sort by rarity. Rarest to highest. Okay, so there's a promo pet that's not available yet. Here, let's see pets that are available. The rarest pet in the game that has actually been a thing, according to Data for Azeroth, the Spectral Cub, which was a promo for the 2012 Battle.net World Championship in Shanghai. Collected by... it doesn't even say. It says 0, but I'm sure it's just like a fraction of a percent. After that... yeah, so there's just old promo pets. There was an iCoke China promo pet. There was a Tiny Green Dragon promo pet. Again, yeah, iCoke China. Like old Chinese promotions. Taurus, do the chest. Murky was a Korean promo event. And then you've got like original BlizzCon 05 Murky is also like a sub 1%er. If we filter out promo pets, filter to obtainable. That didn't filter out promo pets. Unobtainable. And then you've got, well, there's a secret finding pet that I guess they haven't found yet called the Unfazed Diver. Once you get into stuff that is actually gettable that people have, your rarest one is the Venture Companyman, which is 5 Miscellaneous Mechanica. It's the ugly yellow one. Yeah, it's the Miscellaneous Mechanica pets. That is the least collected one that they have on the list there, followed by the Steamweedle Flunky and Professor Punch. The more expensive Mechanica pets are actually more commonly collected because people probably save for them because they're cooler. People always trying to get people killed there. Morning from Australia. What's on the dance card today? Good morning. We're doing remix. I'm grinding bronze. I've got 138k that we've scraped together today. I'm getting into some raids for a little bit of extra power and bronze if it'll come. We were thinking about starting another alt for the sake of like making some bronze and then having a scribe alt. I was rolling around the idea. I was also thinking about hopping onto retail to try my Wriggling Pinnacle cache too. I might do that after this. There's an EU only BC Collector's Edition pet. Did not know this. Mr. Muscoxyles is actually pretty uncommonly collected. 0.62% of accounts. That is a pet collecting meta pet. Good things come in small packages. I forget how many pets you have to get for that. It's quite a few. What else? Warlock? I was thinking maybe a priest. I wanted it to be a Nightborn for sure. And then given that it was going to be a scribe, I thought like a Clothy would make sense. I think a Nightborn priest. How do you read this data? Yeah, so what I did was I pulled up my own character. Or any character would do. I looked at pets, and then I sorted them by rarity, lowest to highest. And it has like a big list there, and you can include things that you have and have not collected, so it can functionally work as a global list of pets. Found out the Hearthy pet works as an actual Hearthstone. I don't know if I knew that. That is cool. Like a Nightborn priest would be lovely. 1788 of 1800. I'm trying. Yeah, there's definitely some pets that not a lot of people have. There's Brull from the Brillo the Strong and Zerlik Caverns. That was the snail racing one, I think. Chest of Massive Gains. I don't remember if that was the snail collecting one or if it was a different one, but that one is another sub 1%er. Don't have any BlizzCon pets or any collector's editions before Shadowlands. Yeah, I'm missing some pretty low collected shop pets because I'm not buying those anymore. They can bite me. Data for Azeroth. It's a little unintuitive to navigate if you're trying to look for this data, but they do have it. It's really good at checking to see like how well ranked your account is against other people on your server or region for various collecting stats. Summon Hearthy, you click him, he begins Hearthstone casting. Does it actually hearth you? That's kind of neat. I would try it, except I don't want a hearth. I'm not ready to leave. I've got ENR to do. What is your world ranking? For what? Is there like a global one? Let me see. Account. My overall completion score for the world is 4,988. Number 21 in Lightbringer, 1862 for NA. I'm only 64% complete. I don't try though, like for a lot of things that count for that score. I don't collect recipes. I don't collect quests. I don't collect achievements. Like if I get them, that's great, but those aren't things that I set out to collect. So I haven't actually like worked at it. Appearance sources is another one that I don't do for the sake of it. Like if they happen, that's great, but I don't do them on purpose. Hello, Hazel. Hi, ProtoQuest. How you doing? I'm surprised that I'm top 100 for Lightbringer achievements, given that we don't do achievements. Ow. 689. Nice. Ow. Maybe I should find the healers. While the vicious moonbeast mounts are as rare as they are. I mean, if they're like... Vicious mounts in general are not usually collected by a huge chunk of people. A lot of collectors don't like to PvP. I'm gonna die. Not a thing I can do about it. Quoting my current raid, Iminar. Booty cheeks. Yeah, I don't expect I'm gonna survive him. I survived him the first time I ever did him, and it was an absolute fluke that I shall not repeat. Doesn't seem to be about to happen again. Never liked this raid. It's not so fun to farm. Tomb of Sargeras is better. Nighthold is better. Basically all the other raids are more fun than this one. Tomb of Sargeras, I guess, has Kil'jaeden at the end, but at least he's at the end. If you die on him, as long as someone makes it, you're done. You don't have to find your way back. World ranking 9408, US 3581. For completion score. Gotcha. My best Lightbringer rank is for pet score, and my second best is for mounts. I'm surprised my pet score is actually... I jumped some places. I'm 6th in pets for Lightbringer now. And I was like 15 for a while. I must have caught it up. Or everybody else fell behind. The #1 pet collector in Lightbringer has been #1 for a long time. Shocks me that Invincible has a 23%. And that, like, you think it should be higher, or you think it should be lower? Recipe score is terrible. I wonder what I would have to do to improve my overall ranking. Like, I wonder what the easiest points would be before. Because I know that completion score is weighted. Oh, hey, thanks. Mog? 10 points for recipes and quests, 3 points per achievement point, 1 point for appearance sources. I think recipes and quests would catch me up faster than anything. In my mind, it's still super rare, but I know it's not. 1 out of every 4 to 5 people has it. It's been a lot of years for people to farm it, and I know a lot of people also caught up on stuff like that during the Mount Mania. And then, yeah, time walking raids is another super good point. Takes quite a lot from rare, fully leveled, unique pets. That I have. My pet score is pretty good. No, we have to do the exhaust. Because that's something that I actually do. I do. It could be better, don't get me wrong. I've got more pets to level and have unique, but they're generally leveled and they're generally rare. No, we start him over here anyway. Oh, did somebody pull him? Because there's no way that we're going to be able to do this with just like a couple people. Most people think fully leveled pets count for too many points. That's probably, if that's true, that's probably why my score is higher than Haley's, because Haley must have way more stuff collected than me. But I have the leveled pets, yeah. Yeah, I try not to worry about DFA too much either. It'll make you crazy. count pets and mounts. Shouldn't count at all. I think that my pets and mounts are going to be behind from mounts in particular from Trading Post because I haven't been getting Trading Post mounts. Gave up on it. My best score is 2, and that's okay. 198 for mounts and EU Silver Moon. Nice. So there's a pet and then there's a pet score. Yeah, pet is unique pets, and then pet score gives you level and rarity of your unique pets. Started achievement hunting, trying to pick up profession mains. Haven't been mog farming as much lately. The banling from the StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm Collector's Edition is my rarest bet. I wonder if they'll finish him anyway, or... You don't need a whole lot of people to successfully do this, but you do need them to do it. And clearly I'm not helping. What's my rarest mount? Gotta be a Miscellaneous Mechanica mount, huh? Mounts. Collected by rarity. Really? It's not. It's a... So, my Miscellaneous Mechanica mount is my second rarest mount. My rarest mount is still a TCG mount. It's the Corrupted Hippogriff. That is 0.46% of people, whereas Innovation Investigator is 0.48%. Close. Wow. Mechanica mount rarer than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus TCG mounts, including Swift Spectral. And it's the cool Miscellaneous Mechanica mount, too. Man, I mean, I know the grind is awful, but like really not that many people are doing it. What's broken about me that makes me want to do it? Like, I want to do things more if people haven't done it. I think that's part of what makes me want to do Chet List, is seeing how rare the Chet List achievement was. New and exciting homeowner adventures. No, not really. I'm daydreaming about the gardening I want to do in the spring. Digging a big hole, trying to get some rocks. I was thinking about whether or not I want to try to screen rocks out of the soil for this garden bed I'm putting in, or if I want to just like pick them out by hand and hope for the best. My rarest non-paid, non-remix mount is the Dark Fuse Paragon mount. Hey, they did it! Woo! Bless up. Such a low percentage. My lowest is a 2% PvP mount. Water under control? Yeah. It is under control for now. It's still like we need to do a bigger project that needs more arrangements and quite a bit of money, but it's not urgent at this point. We're not actively filling up with water anymore. The first time we lose power in a rainstorm is going to be exciting, because that's going to be when we have to try to run the generator and the sump pump and try to figure out how we're going to make do with that. But hopefully it's not much, and hopefully it's not for super long. We'll see. People have told me it does happen here. I don't know to what extent. Get out the buckets. Whole backyard need to screen the top of the hill. The new puppy decided to dig up and chew on rocks. Oh no. Oh, nightmare. I'm lucky that my dog's been like looking at the rocks, but he just didn't want to chew on them. But he does want to eat worms. He started hunting for worms. I think DFA will pull your character data regardless of whether or not... I don't think that means that someone else looked it up. I think it's just pulling it. Rarest is the Breeze Biter and Dark Fuse mount as well. Same percent right now. I forgot about Breeze Biter. We have to do the thing, don't we? Got Karokta 1.5% now still. That makes me feel a little bit less bad about not having Karokta. Karokta hates me. Get that one looted. That rare change really made that worse. Does it make you want to go back? Not yet. Too many other things in the way first. Oh, this does give you lots of power. We're up to 201. Character doesn't discriminate. She hates everyone. Yes, there will be raid guides for midnight. I've got the footage already. We did it this week. Wednesday, Thursday this week was raid testing. Sweet Christmas. As is tradition, there will be 2 boss guides that will be late. Hopefully not super late, but yeah, traditionally super late. I at least got Dementius guide out before the season was over. That's something. Any bosses stick out to you so far? Big Phoenix boss was pretty memorable, but I think that's just because it was on the last day of testing, and it had bright, pretty colors. I like that a lot. Fashionable to be a little late. Yeah, it's not great for my bottom line, but it's my own fault, so. The rest of the guides will be on time. Do you have the Golden Vindicar? Is that a mount? Golden Vindicar. It's not a mount in my journal. Soundless to me is still the most upsetting one. Soundless is so rude. I don't think I'm ever getting him. You know, I don't even want Soundless. I don't even like him. Unobtainable ones? I only have 22. That's a good question, actually. So let's search just collected and filter to just unobtainable. Unobtainable collected. $98 unobtainable mounts. I think I did that right. Soundlessly wait for BFA Remix to get it. A lot of them are like promo mounts, Keystone Master mounts, AOTC mounts, event mounts, that kind of thing. I'm surprised it's almost 100 of them. Old Remix mounts, actually, I think is a huge part of that, because Mop Remix had a ton of mounts, and those are unobtainable now. My rarest mount was the Corrupted Hippogriff, the TCG mount, closely followed by the Innovation Investigator, which is a Miscellaneous Mechanica mount. Why is it so cute? My cat covers his eyes with his paw while he's sleeping. It's like he wants it to be dark, so he's like, leave me alone. It's nighttime. What do you want? Miss Kira does that too, and she can't even see. And it's really cute. Either Mr. GM or Siler testing something on PTR and got the Soundless mount to drop on PTR. Oh, man. I had, I don't remember why I was doing it, but I had a mount drop on PTR once, or beta. I forget which one it was, but it made me very upset. It wasn't like a Soundless, though. It wasn't anything that crazy. I don't have a pet. Bronze mount in a few years. Yeah, maybe. That would be nice. It's not awful bronze to do this. I guess I could see a world where I come by and do it every day. I don't know. We'll see. Alt leveling feels massively better. I really don't want to do Centinax farming. That sounds really unfun. I'm sure it's good bronze, but surprised at the Recruiter Friend Obsidian Nightwing only 14%. Recruiter Friend is pretty Like, if there's somebody that doesn't know anybody, which is pretty common, and then doesn't want to recruit themselves with an extra account, which is doable, obviously, but it's fussy, it's annoying. There's plenty of people, I think, that don't have any recruiter friend mounts. I don't have very many of them. I think I recruited myself at least once. Because most of the people, if they have friends that want to play WoW, they're already playing WoW. Hard to get actual people to recruit. Wanted the Obsidian Nightwing so bad. I always thought recruiter friend mounts felt like the most MLM thing that Blizzard did. They were like deputizing us to go talk other people into playing this game. Myself a few times, but not since they remade the system. Yeah. I don't worry about them anymore. I just look at them as shop mounts that I'm not going to get. MLM? Multi-level marketing, like a pyramid scheme. It's like a, you know, local moms on Facebook selling essential oils at parties kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, very different. Not the same. There was a time when it was so big in every game as a person with 4 friends maximum, it was horrid. Well, also, some people probably have friends and they don't want to bother them so that they can get game cosmetics, you know? You don't want my essential oils? I'm gonna have a soap making phase eventually. Fancy soaps by Hazel. But you, not for you, just for me. I guess we can go back to town. We have 150k bronze. That's decent. We can do some shopping. Rarest title. Let me see. Here, we can do this on the screen. So, here's Inksy. Here's titles. Can I reset my filters? My filters are kind of annoying. Collected. Sort by rarity. Castlegar Enthusiast. That's my rarest title. Because it was recently added. It was added in the anniversary. A lot of people probably don't know about it. A lot of more people probably don't care about it. Super easy to get. You take your 100 badges, you go to the vendor, you grab it. But that's my rarest title. Following that, second rarest title is Knight of Feathersworth, for Court is now in session. Collect all of the battle pets listed above, and it's a specific 5 battle pets, including Mr. Muskoxeles, who is quite rare because his achievement is good things come in small packages, collect 1,800 uniques. So you need that in order to get Knight of Feathersworth. You're right, I am going to put it on. Didn't realize it was that prestigious. I think it just credited, whenever they patched it in, I just got it automatically because I had it already. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. There it is. Knight of Feathersworth. Love the knight's title. Okay, so we got some extra Everflames of Hatred and Cosmic Soul Silver, which we should be able to turn in for a little bit of bronze. Over at Pythagoras. Yeah, 2 of these each, so 2 minor bronze caches. 2,500. So you get an extra 10k bronze for a full Mythic and Taurus clear just from those items on top of the bronze you got anyways. That helps a little bit. That puts me in 160k. Do I have a 5 stack of any of the other garbage? I have 4 horns. I have 14 Fellwarp slabs, actually. There's another 5k. Rarest unobtainable, Champion of Ulduar. What's my rarest unobtainable? So if I'm looking at my titles again. And I want to take out the obtainables. Veil Strider. Really? That's not obtainable anymore? I guess following that, Patron of War? Huh. Yeah, Veil Strider, I guess. Didn't bring it back. Crazy. Today I learned. Didn't know. Alright, I got 170k bronze to spend. I'm still not ready to spend at Horos yet. I'm like holding off on that because I know he's going to take all of it like immediately with this stuff. It's just really expensive. And I do want it eventually, but I'd rather like, I guess, load up on cheap transmog sets first. Exclusive ensembles. Done. World ensembles. No. Oh, that's it. Okay, I know those already. Let's look at dungeon apparel. I think having things collected from PvP puts you in a really good position for collecting because of how many collectors don't have those things. No. Okay, that's done. That's good. Farther along than I thought. So is it just here? Let's check. I think I did these ones. Pretty sure. That one's done. What about Freddy Threads? I must need cloaks. Yeah, we got some new cloaks. 1, 2. Well, it says already known, but then it also says not known. We'll see. We can probably refund them if they don't work. There we go. No, we definitely needed those. Good. All right, so he's done. And that one's done. 8 of 8. Yep, learned. So then we're just shopping at this vendor. Yeah, maybe I am closer than I thought I was. Oh, it's so annoying spending 30k in a set for arguably one appearance. But I bet you it's more than that. It is, because of the change. Grim Inquisitors. Don't understand why I have BlizzCon 2018 toys. I've never bought a BlizzCon ticket. Did you maybe get like gifted a virtual ticket or something? Because you get all the same digital goodies from virtual tickets. Spell Reaper. Yeah, I would love that if they had the scalable pricing so you'd get cheaper like discounts for having collected some of it. That would have helped me out a lot. Alas. This one I definitely have, but I'll save it for later. So I'm not that far off of being done, actually. We're not that mad at this. We're doing pretty good. Remix Helper thinks I'm at 91, but it's true that I'm... I guess we have to do these, and then I also have to do these. It's coming along. I need, like, what? 80, 90, 100, 200, 300. Yeah, no, a lot of the bronze I need is right here. These things are expensive. Alright, I don't know how far I'm going to get it in today, but I've talked myself into making that character. It's a male Nightborn priest. I could put it on my regular server, or I could stick it on a random one like I've been doing for the sake of rares. I think I'll just stick them on Lightbringer, to be honest with you. I feel like I've covered enough different servers. I'm over it. Oh, thanks for the anonymous gift sub. Appreciate it. Hate when they're both known and not known at the same time. Slowly working on Party Herald. Party Herald must be rare. I don't shop the BMA anymore. I can't be bothered. Alright, Time Runner. I'm at 1 inscription to Lightbringer 2. It's possible. So I'm gonna see if I can make something like a dude I'm happy with, but if not, we can make a lady here. This could take a while. This could take the rest of the stream, realistically. So he's a scribe. I think of him as like a monk sitting Sitting in a tower somewhere, writing ancient holy texts. So he wouldn't necessarily be all that scratched up. Can we take his jewelry off him for a second? His headdress and his earrings and his face jewelry, just to kind of clean him up a little bit so we can look at him. There's a few different hair styles. I've got some pretty magnificent ponytails. I like the idea of putting characters in servers that match their stories. Yeah, I was doing that a little bit, actually, for some of my alts. I kind of like that one, actually, with the hairline. For, you know, he's had his hair in a ponytail so long it's receding. That one's nice, too, though. Nothing says I can't give him, like, long, lovely hair. Those are the shorter ones. Lots of hair colors. I think he was closer with the one we started with. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. That looks nice on him. Long, medium, short. Gotta be long. Yeah, your Warband Bank is cross-server. You can make him squint. I think he's definitely been squinting. Although, maybe not. Maybe not. So, he's only got 3 mustache options, but I do feel like they kind of help. I kind of like the little mustache. The face tattoos are nice because they're pretty subtle. I feel like they make sense for a scribe, too. We'll give him runic. He definitely needs earrings, but I think we'll end up doing it in a different color. Like the blue. I don't know about the face jewelry or the jaw jewelry. I like how they called it chin decoration and it's just his facial hair. Oh, I see it. It's not just it. You could do chin armor too. Yeah, they don't get a ton. So he's got the sliver. You could also give him a goatee. You can give him a sweet soul patch. I think that's nice. First disco priest. I don't think he's a disco priest. I don't... I think he's probably Shadow because I think he's only gonna like quest and draw things. Luminous hands. Oh, he's gotta have luminous hands. Give him the rune tattoo, make it match. That's nice though, too. I'm kinda into this. Let's see. Check out the different faces. There's not quite enough character going on in the first one. Maybe 4 is a little nicer. 4 or 6. Maybe not. And then we liked... I'm trying to imagine he's crafting, you know. Give him a sweet soul patch. You must call him Sweet Soul. Wish real life had more chin customization. Yeah, that's true. I don't have a scribe with a Nightborn racial. I don't really... I mean, I do have a scribe, but... apparently I'm not about to use it. You know, it's for furniture and stuff. He's crafting. He's just my type. I think his hair would be back, you know? He's got important writing to do. His hair would be back at a great big ponytail. I like this. I think he's good. Can his name be a mono like a shrimp? His name can be a mono like a shrimp. Nice. And in the meantime, he can level. Nightborn is the top bun. I love it. I'm actually kind of surprised I got that name because Lightbringer's not like a dead server or anything. The other reason to level another alt is basically just to get bronze. It's not a bad source of bronze. New record for quick character creation. It helps when they don't have that many options. Like, Nightborn don't seem to have a ton of different choices that they can take. Used crafting pursuit of making gold, but never really crafted for its own sake. His name is Amano, named after the shrimp. Amano shrimp. So we need to stick his UI. We need to do auto loot, of course. Give him like an extra action bar at least. Yeah, I can give a few of them. We won't need all of them once War Within comes around. Oh, I forgot. This is my least favorite part of leveling an Alton Remix, is doing their talents. I feel like that's pretty close to his regular buttons. Skip this chapter, get an artifact weapon. I think this is my last remix alt, unless this turns out to be just like super sick bronze. Copy your tree from your main priest. But like you have to do it every talent point. That's the thing. It's not so much that I have to pick one, it's just clicking on it. It's individually super annoying. So that is to get back into the thing. Stick this on the bar. Skip the skywriting tutorial. Tell me what is fun about pursuing crafting. It's the vague fantasy of being able to craft furniture for myself and my house on any profession. In actual reality, I'm probably not going to level them sufficiently to actually do that, and I'm going to just buy a bunch of furniture. But I like the fantasy of having the character set up for it. So it's probably mostly just about getting bronze for me right now, but you know, it's a nice thought. Pick up these quests. Because for leveling these alts, usually getting into level 20 so you can do raids is kind of the longest part. I think it wouldn't hurt to do his artifact quest line. Just for the first one. I kind of like the priest one anyway. Priestly matters. Fowl's Hearthstone used. Wait, like 10 levels to get new talents? Yeah, that's smart. Lane mix lasts another 2 months. Feels like they over budgeted. I mean, they gotta leave lots of time for people to come back in and finish things up if they want to. Being that it's a limited time event, it's nice that they didn't keep the timeline super short. I don't think most people are going to be playing Lead Mix for another 2 months, but it's nice to have the option, especially like some people are, you know, busy, not available right now. Curious how long this takes. I didn't replay this on my other alts, but I remember it being a bit of a struggle to get to level 20, and I think that this will do it if I just do this again. Plus, it's a decent chunk of bronze to like repeat the artifact quest lines. Although apparently he's got some yapping to do. It's kind of fun having a new priest. I love priests. I love priests for no reason. Yeah, buddy. This character is going to benefit from 280% bonus experience. Not nothing. Not 400, but not nothing. Definitely get the shadow one. Oh yeah, that's right. I like to use one bag for equipment and one for consumes, and that helps. Hazel, I just got the weirdest Legion remix bug. What the heck happened? First time seeing Hazel? Definitely what Hazel would look like. I is me. Human being. Class colors. That's the stuff. Been trying to spend as little time as I can in remix. Especially all the YouTube guides before raids. Appreciate it. Oh, thanks for watching them. I'm not going to get any extra bronze for doing this, but I want to use the map just to fill in the discovery. It's a bit annoying not having it. Alright, clues. I guess I should give him a different mount. It's a little sad that he's riding around the purple Wind Rider. Also, do I not have Mind Flay? Oh, no, I do. I do. Mind Flay's right here. Don't mind it being for 2 more months. Yeah. I wonder, I'm very curious to see, and maybe I should just be patient and wait and find out, what they mean by catch-up opportunities. If they mean, like, gear and power catch-up, or if there's going to be any form of bronze catch-up. But I guess I'm not that far from finishing the bronze that I want anyway, so. We don't get a 21% rep and XP buff. Unplayable. I mean, you can get 20... So you get 10% by default, and then you can get another 10% from getting the buff up at the anniversary grounds. So that's not bad. It'll affect when I play. I hope it'll be all 3 of those. Yeah. I would like to see them do a bronze buff too, but we'll see if they actually do it. I might be done by them anyways. Keep it up. Almost at 400%. Nice. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Yeah, I guess we can use our random favorite mount button, and that way it'll at least pick a good contextual one. I am on a Nightborn elf right now. That's what I'm playing. I don't have one, or I didn't have one until just today as an alt. So that is one of the, oh, we're going down into this thing, aren't we? That was one of the reasons I wanted to make this character. I was able to buy an armor set, learn it, refund it, got my bronze back, still kept the appearance. Oh, crying. This is Remix. This is Legion Remix. I need some extra bronze to finish buying the things that I need from the vendors. It's weird playing Shadow Priest without very many talents. I think he's going to be a Knight of Feathersworth too. Now that I know that it's my rarest title, I'm much more inclined to wear it. Do they need me to do something? I remember they used to make you use your priest abilities to get through stuff. Which healing spec do you play more? Holy Priest. I'm a Holy Priest main. After Holy, probably a little bit of Resto Druid, and then basically everything else. The one I play the least is probably Holy Paladin, followed by Dispriest, which I don't play at all, so it didn't even make the list. Dispriest does not exist to me. I don't want it removed. I just don't want to play it myself, that's all. You're being dramatic, Jeff. I don't even know what Dispriests do. They just, like, they're disciplined. They go into raid and they just, like, don't eat carbs? Like, what are we saying? Wish they would make it a DPS spec. I just don't connect with the fantasy. You know, it's supposed to be a balance between light and shadow. What's that about? Why are we balancing them? They're different. Does Priest hate Brett? Jeff would never. I don't like the concept of DPSing to heal. I've never liked it. I want to heal to heal. I don't like fist weaving or cat weaving either. Or whatever it is that Holy Paladins are doing. You're a bread-based being. It all makes sense now. Master spell. They want me to master spell. Well, I can't. Oh, I see. They've given me a button to do it. Who knows what Holy Valleys are doing? They seem happy. That's good. We're happy for them. Hello, Hazel. Hello. How you doing? I don't know anything about how hidden appearances work in Lemix. Maybe somebody else can help. That's why I like Disc and Wand. That was all shield and heal only. Yeah, I like Shadow and I like Holy. They've picked their lane, you know? They know what they are. Oh, I can mass dispel these things. That's right. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. I can mass dispel those things, maybe. Well. Oh, it's a 45-second cooldown. Oops. Can I just kill them? I think I can just kill them. At least for the next 27 seconds. Yeah. You have to rise to the occasion. I wonder if Midnight is going to have me playing more alts. If they're easier to understand and get started with, it's certainly possible. Or at least, I guess I should say playing more alts of different classes and specs. Because I tend to just play the same, like, 4 specs over and over again. I've never seen a huge reason to learn more. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Been trying a lot of things in beta. That's level 11. It's not super fast, but I think turning in the, like, finishing this will be a bunch of XP. Trying to play a mage for the first time in a remix. Single button assisted. Yeah, that's what I did on my mage too. Man, I'm gonna miss Devouring Plague, being called Devouring Plague. Being this little purple icon, I'm gonna miss that little guy. What is it even supposed to be? Like, I see 2 eyes and a nose and some teeth. Why is he purple? Some of them feel kind of the same. I feel like Shadow Priest Mage got reworked the most. To me, Shadow is best in Kata. I didn't play much Shadow Priest back then, actually. I was a hunter a lot more during Kata. I loved Legion Shadow. I love Surrender to Madness. Mage got changed so much, and it's hard for me. He just has to be himself, Hazel. Don't be mean. Maybe one button is my answer to the mage changes. Did I do it? Did I not do it? Do I gotta do it better? Like classic mage. Modern mage got a bit complicated for me, so I'm curious to see if Midnight Mage feels any better. But nothing says I have to like or play mage, you know. I think it's probably just not suited to me, and that's fine. But I remember reading like some of the spec guides and being like, ooh, I'm not smart enough for this. I don't really want to turn my brain on to this degree. I'm sure playing it once you know it is not so bad, but learning it seemed tough. It seemed like a bit of a stretch. Default to BM Hunter because it's easy. It's going to be even easier in Midnight. So I feel when I try to play any class, it's not Red Paladin. Yeah, there's something real comfy to be said for, I don't even need to set up, the Light's Hope. Or Netherlight Temple. Not Light's Hope Chapel, that's Paladins. Silly Paladins, it's nothing to do with me. Alright, let's see how much bronze this gets us. Something in between BM Hunter and Arcane Mage. Are you trying to like pick a new main, or are you just thinking about playing around with different alts? So that's any 6 quests. I swear. And maybe it just turns in somewhere else. Heap of bronze. Complete your artifact weapons acquisition. I did that. Maybe it's over here? Yeah, I think it's over here. That's the one. Where's my heap of bronze? Didn't seem all that good. Oh, maybe I have to do this. I'm waiting for a huge... There we go. That gave me... well, infinite power. Again, not heaps of bronze. Like 1,000. It wasn't that good. Oh, dear. I thought it was going to be more than that. Oh, well. You see, the Undermine music was nominated for an award? I heard something about that. That's neat. Leveled everything already. All I have left, grinding IP and my mage. Oh yeah, I can't be scrapping stuff. I have to wear all of this. I don't have anything to wear. Well, she got up to, or he got up to 16 anyways. Something. Needs to get to 20. I really thought I was going to get way more bronze for finishing that. Like a 10k stack at least. I guess not. Well, maybe tomorrow, because today's we're at the end of my time slot. Tomorrow, get him to 20, and then from there we can probably get him most of the way to 80 for raids and stuff. We can also, I know I've been saying I'll do it. I want to do my Pinnacle Cache, maybe some chat lists or something. That might be kind of fun. At the end of the day, I'm gonna copy paste a talent build from a website anyway. That's what I'm planning on doing. I don't take a talent unless Jack told me to. Alright. That's 12 o'clock. It's time. Time for me to wrap up for the day. I'll be back tomorrow morning. A little Sunday morning stream. Maybe some more remix. Maybe a couple things on retail to mix it up. We've got lots of time to get the rest of this bronze. No big deal. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. I appreciate your company. I hope you're having a lovely weekend and a wonderful, wonderful day.